Sassy fam, welcome to your Thursday check-in. I hope you're well. I hope you are fabulous. Indeed, I hope you're well and fabulous. Feels so good right now. You ever been in that super sweet spot where it seems like nothing's changing and everything's changing simultaneously? And you get that indication that you're on the right path for that reason. But it's like that interesting mix of things are slowed down, so you have time to take perspective, and you can see how things are unfolding. There's also time it seems to accelerate and speed up, and it's just a whirlwind of activity, but it's all good. You have those moments of wonderful positive reflection, insight, and then you're in those moments of taking a breath, and you're like, here we go. I love that kind of the balanced nature of things, when you get to really experience it and appreciate those moments, and it's awesome. Just a fun little example. Have you ever been in a hot tub at the height of winter? That's what I'm talking about. And life can be like that. In those moments when you're paying attention, where it seems like you have what looks like, initially, completely two different lenses or points of view, and then you see how they tied together in one moment, creates that excellent feeling of peace, serenity, and keeps you in the present, you know? Anyway, I'm just saying that's a little bit of where I'm at, and I love it, you know? And if you're not there, I want you to be. I hope you feel that. Whatever's going on for you, may it be awesome. May it be divine. May it be abundant. You guys, what are we doing today? We are going to do a Celtic cross check-in, and I will clarify a couple of points as we go. Just what captures my interest. Throw down some oracles and maybe some charms too towards the end. Like always, take it resonates, leave it does not. If there's more than one energy clearly apparent to you on this board today, then you reverse those energies as you see fit. These are, after all, general collective readings, not one-to-one private, which is to say they may not resonate at all. Frustrating, I know, but also normal. Check your placements. You will find yourself in there somewhere. Like always, your sign will be timestamped in the description box as well as the comments because I got you. You guys, I will see you at your sign. And, oh, that reminds me, we are almost out of Virgo season. So last round of happy birthdays to my Virgos before we enter Libra season. It's right around the corner. Let's see, we are currently, or at least I'm recording this under the guidance of the last full moon. So hopefully I'll see some heightened energies for everyone today. You guys, take care. Be well. I'll see you at your sign, and I will see you next Sunday. Leo, welcome to your Thursday check-in. What's up? What's going on? Show me Leo, please. What's going on for Leo? Show me Leo. Alrighty, Roo. Ace of Wands, that's your master symbol, baby. What's up? Knight of Wands, that's your knight, too. What's up? Three Cups, that's what's up. Okay. Hanged Man and the past, cool. Oh, sorry about that. Page of Cups, exiting. This is before you, Six of Swords. What you doing? What you doing? Three of Pentacles, strength, yeah. Six of Wands, environment, being seen, very good, job well done. Hopes and fears, openings, endings. Okay. Outcome. The moon is unknown. It's unknown. Tis unknown. Tis unknown. Excuse me one moment, please. Cheers. You know how some days you just need a little... You just need a little extra pick-me-up. Yeah. There we go. Cheers, honey. I'm working late because I'm a singer. What is that, Sabrina Carpenter? Espresso, yeah. I mean, how could it not be? It's like you hear it nonstop, and I have it playing in the car sometimes, too. It's just catchy. I like it. It's espresso. Yeah. It's a good little song. Anyway, opening Ace of Wands. You know, there's something here you are genuinely lit up for. Like, you are seriously inspired by it. It speaks to you. It calls to you. It has some heat on it, too. Movement. Ooh, it's in the now. It's in the moment. Ooh. Makes you wake up and take notice, like espresso. It's like you had your shot. You're like, yes, let's get going. Knight of Wands is on the sideway. You're like questioning though. Should I? Christina, tell me. I need to know. Do I have permission? I mean, you don't know if you can, you want to put energy into this, whatever this is. It literally wakes you up, makes you pay attention, makes you sit up, take notice of things. You are frankly turned on. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean it's sexual, though it could be. Absolutely. It's just the emotional punch behind it is very Leo. It's very you. It's very in the now. You're saying, I'm inspired, man. I got to do something. I'm feeling things, I'm seeing things, particularly in that respect of opportunity. Something here speaks to you. It's exciting. It's exciting news. It's like, let's go on this amps me up. Let's do this. I'm charged up. I'm psyched. And the Knight of Wands, just like, I don't know if I should I do it? 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 You have to figure that out. You're going to have to figure that out if you have the energy for it. Because it's one of those things, guys, where you can see something and it's so inspiring. And you're like, yeah, I want to do that. Or I want to get in on that. Or you want to join that. But you're like, do I have the energy towards it, though? Because it's almost like you're daring yourself. Do I want to do it? Do we want to do it? I kind of want to get involved. I kind of want to do something. I want to connect with it specifically. Crowning you 3 cups. What you gonna bring together, Leo? It looks like it's something you could be excited about. You could participate in. It's crowning you. The opportunity is such that it means it's there. It's showing up. And you want to know if you can be part of that connectivity. Connection, reconnection. I don't know. You seem to be genuinely enthusiastic for it. And you want to know if you should curb your enthusiasm. Or should you try to connect with it? I mean, you got to do what's right for you. You're going to know what that is. And I honestly don't know. I couldn't tell you. I just see that you are super excited, bruh, sis. And don't know if you should get in on that. Well, I suppose you have to define what it is. Do you want it? Can you give to it? It looks like it could be fun. Something to think about. For which this Leo I'm looking at, you have experience with the Hanged Man. It's in your past. You know how to take time out. Trust that. And that's a skill, by the way, that's going to carry over to this day. Just because it's in the past doesn't mean it's done. That's what the exiting position's for. No, past experience and or skills lend to who we are in present day. So I know you know how to take a time out and give things a good think, and you'll figure it out. Okay? You need perspective on this. You wanna get on that, whatever it is. I don't know. But get some perspective. Page of Cups is in the exiting position. It's so small and it's so non-directive. I just had the general impression you weren't looking to emotionally invest in anything. That's it. It was a non-dominant feeling. You know what I mean? It's just, I think it's one of those things, well, I'm not looking to invest. I wasn't looking to be inspired. I wasn't looking to put my heart out there in any ways, big or small. It just, I don't think it was just this point of availability for you in terms of active awareness. And now something's on your radar in terms of active awareness. So I'm not too concerned about that Page of Cups simply because you're not. Okay, you kind of tell me what's up. I don't really tell you what's up unless it's in the unknown category. And even then, I have no guarantee, as we see. 6 of Swords before you in the future. I see you. I don't know that you're necessarily leaving something behind. It looks like a temporary transition in that respect of between various points A and B. So it could be that some of you are traveling soon. We're talking miles on the car or flight miles. It could be that for some reason, for one reason or another, you're taking a time out, but it looks temporary. It literally looks like a bridge on the bridge, okay? It's a transition point between A and B, and that's coming up for you soon. So you would actually know it's best. I'm going to go ahead and take a guess. This is on your calendar. It's a known activity. Time of transition, time out, a thoughtfulness, or even if it's not the actual physical thing, it's like the thoughtfulness of a metaphor between states of I was here and now I'm over here. Okay, so again, 6 of Swords, I have to point out, it's not just what we're leaving behind, it's also what we're entering towards. So I see this, for some of you, it is literally a mode of transportation between states. It could be just, again, a temporary timeout, a break, vacation, if that's what you want to call it. Okay, I don't know. But it does represent a time of you entering. And what is that? 3 of Pentacles is in your strengths. Remember how I said I didn't know if you were going to bring it together? You're like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I can do it. Of course you can. I know. But it's funny because you took a little time out to think about it, or you had to get back to wherever the heck you were. There is a temporary transitory state here between A and B, something like that. You would know best. But it's kind of like when I get back, or I finish this thought, or I finish these other things, I can move towards this. So there is something here about you in the near future making it work. Bringing it together, Three of Pentacles. This is friendly. This is functionary. This is, you know, let's talk about things. Let's put some plans down. But it's right up here and is matching in complete parallel to that Three of Cups. So you did it. Whatever it is, you did it. It's your challenge, but it's not really a challenge. Three of Pentacles here, it's just strength. You know how to bring things together. You know how to connect the dots. You know how to connect people. If you're so inclined, you can, you will. Okay? And Three of Pentacles isn't too much here. You know how to get along. You know how to throw some pentacles down. You know how to make things work with people when you're so inclined. Six of Wands in your outcome, or I'm sorry, outcome, but the environmental outcome that suggests you were met with success here. You know you can if you want to. You can bring it together if you want to. You know it's in your skill set. You know it's in your wheelhouse. There's a sense of triumph here. Mission accomplished. Cool. So and we go over here to the world, which is like you've been a pretty cool cat up until this point, and then you showed me like an actual spiritual flex that is a concern. It's very Leo I'm looking at today. You might be Leo rising or Leo moon. So it's the world here, the hopes and fears. It's like, I don't know if I can. I got, you know, I'm feeling something. It is cool. Should I get involved? I could do it. I can do it. And then you do it. You do what Leo does. You put your particular print on it and you were met with success. It's no big deal. But then I jump over here to your hopes and fears. You're like, oh my God, this could mean everything. Or it could mean nothing. I could be either opening a door or I could be closing one off. Which one is it? Which one is it? Whoo. There's a little bit more behind this. You're afraid that whatever it is you'll do might be led to opening in terms of positive results or completely closing something off. And then the moon here's in the outcome is the ultimate unknown about whatever it is you're getting yourself involved in. Isn't that cheeky? You're afraid part of this will open successfully. You also hope that it will. So you kept it cool, man. You kept it cool. You kept it cool. Aces, threes. It's no big deal. I'll go ahead and throw my weight in there. I'll put my hat in that arena, see what's up. You're met with success. I see somebody cooperating with you. And somehow you being involved in this and it feels good. You're met with success. It's not over the top. It's not crazy. No. It feels just right. It takes off from there. And how it fully shapes out in the future, I don't know. Oh. But in your hopes and fears, though, this could mean everything. This could open doors. Or it could completely close off and not work out. Well, that's yet to be discovered, my friend. Don't you love it when the universe does that? It's for our own good. We're not meant to know everything, otherwise we wouldn't try. So that means your particular journey I'm looking at for whatever this is, no matter how low-key you presented it to me, the fact of the matter is, whatever is in here for you, in the greater scheme of things, is going to be part of the journey of it. All right? So I don't know what got you so lit up and you're like, I think I should get involved. I think I should make a stake in this. I think I should try to bring this together. It could open doors. It could close them too. We'll take a little bit of the unknown. The point is, honey, for you, this was to get the started of the journey of it. Let's get some advice, please. Seven of Swords, Page of Wands. Don't act like you're not interested. I'm not buying it. Four of Pentacles. Seven of Swords, Page of Wands, Four of Pentacles. Yeah. There's a little page there. It's like, I'm not interested in that. Nah, that's not true. Don't lie to yourself. You know better with the King of Swords. That's just, yeah, see, yeah. Leo, you're like, I'm not interested in that. I won't stop thinking about it, but I'm not interested in it. I'm not refraining. There's nothing to hold on to. No, we stop. We got to stop. Know that you want to do it. You'll be fine. Okay, there's the open declaration. The information is received. This is what I want to do. Henceforth, I am summoning. But this gets us nowhere. Yeah, we know that. We know that. So your hanged man's in the past. I want you to bank on that. I want you to get perspective on this. There's something here about the potential of opening of doors, even while it's under the guise of cooperation, friendship, alliance, cooperation. The point is, this could take me places, and it feels good. I don't know what it is, though. So, but don't act like you don't want it. Don't act like you don't want it. Own it. You'll know as you go. Success, it seems, for this falls into place in that respect of getting it going. So let's get it going, yeah? Let's get it going. All right. Anything else in here, please? It could take you places, honey. That's why you got to know. You got to know. The masks, wearing the mask, you know, number 40. What about it? Well, it's kind of what I saw here on your advice. You know, don't act like you don't want it. Wear your other face. Okay. All of us wear masks for one reason or another. That doesn't mean that we're inauthentic. Okay, think of them as a hat. There's times we are wearing inauthentic masks because we feel the need to protect ourselves. Therefore, we're not claiming our energy. We're not claiming our thoughts. We're not claiming our feelings because it's just quote-unquote easier. When really, what we really want to do is another mask that we could be wearing that you can put on that is your more authentic self. The point is take ownership. If you're avoiding something, know that you are. And if you're meeting something head-on, claim that as well, and you'll be okay. But we all navigate masks. Okay, it's not that it's necessarily a bad thing. Like all energies in life and in tarot, it's what you do with it. Okay, the tree of life in reverse could be in the upright. Is this a legacy thing? Is this a tree of life thing? Could it take you somewhere? Do you feel a sense of instability lately? Do you feel the need to deepen your roots? What's going on? The mature man, message of concern. Interesting. Here, someone might have the definition of more of that Hierophant energy. Demographically, we could be looking at a middle-aged or older male. Someone who's been there, done that, has the wisdom and experience to look out upon the world, well-read, traveled, calm, steady. There's a message of concern here. There's the contemplation. It may not be necessarily worrisome, but an expression of concern, thoughts, interest, wanting to garner more information. Someone's on the receiving end of that. I don't know how else to explain it. But there's that sense of lack of legacy, lack of roots, and wanting to fix this or repair it. It's upside down. We would like to readdress the foundation principles between ourselves and someone else, I believe. It's about the legacy, what was inherited or not being inherited. We want to correct this. Okay. We do not like the way things stood or stand. It wants to be corrected as part of the foundation principle. Okay. Let's go ahead and get some charms. It's interesting, 14, 5, and 5. Okay. We have the letters N, I, H, and S. They may or may not mean anything to you. Octopus, as well as the seahorse, both water orientation, that sense of the unknown, the hidden wealth of emotion, and being open enough to express these things. It does require going into the depths of the unknown. We have the medallion here of Gemini. Some of you might have some very strong Gemini in your chart, could be connecting to one. And then we have the Pegasus in reverse. Someone here is waiting to take flight. They'd like to. They'd like to rise to this. We need more perspective to make sure this is correct for us. Okay? Leo, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Sag, welcome to your Thursday check-in. What's up? What's going on? Show me Sagittarius, please. Show me Sag. What's going on for Sag? Six of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, Five of Cups, okay. Seven of Swords, exiting, good. Five of Pentacles, the Magician. Ten of Cups, Death. King of Cups, yes. Oh, outcome, Page of Cups. Not all is lost. Not all is lost. Six of Pentacles is in your opening straight away concerning yourself with the day-to-day balances, I understand. Okay. There's always that. There's always going to be priorities. I understand you. Nine of Swords is crossing. You try not to let the anxieties of your mind take over your day-to-day sense of self. I understand. Don't rob yourself of the experiences that you need to ground yourself, and more to the point, make sure that your balances are intact. I see that when you are in the waking moments of your day-to-day life, you really try to keep your mind in check. There's a particular anxiety that if it could, it would take over everything. And you try not to let it talk to you too much. It's like you're actively trying to shove your thoughts away when you have things to do and to take care of, and that actively require your upfront attention. I understand and respect that. I think a lot of people identify with that. Okay, that's normal, especially when we have work to do and it's expected of us. We can't just let our fears take over, our mind take over, our anxieties take over. So what is it that haunts you? Five of Cups crowns you. I can see that you carry a lot of pain in your heart. There's regret in there. There's loss. There's a sense of loss. It's active and it hurts. And it's with you all day, every day. And it seems to be something that's currently plaguing you. And if it could, it would take over your whole day-to-day experience, and you try not to allow it to. You try to remain present to what's going on, right? You have work to do. You have obligations and responsibilities like everybody. So it's admirable that you really try not to let the worst of these feelings and thoughts get to you, but it's with you. There's something you're working through, honey. Your heart working through. There's a sense of sadness there, and it hurts. It hurts. And it's sadness of the past. In some way, it still haunts you. And your heart, like I said, it would spill over to your mind if you allowed it. So I understand that you try not to. Seven of Swords is in your past. And there's something here that suggests we're not comfortable thinking about it. So the more we don't work through it, the more it feels like we're attacked with anxiety and anxious thoughts of unresolved pain. So I understand and completely respect the fact that you kind of have to shove that crap away when you're working and doing things. But when you're alone, when you're by yourself, I want you to give yourself more permission to explore the pain and feel it. Okay? Because if we give that kind of pain 24-hour non-attention, it's always going to feel like a threat. And aren't you exhausted feeling and threatened all the time with pain that clearly sits with you? It's exhausting to constantly fend off an invisible enemy. That's why I would strongly advise you give yourself permission that when you are alone, when you have downtime, give yourself permission to feel what hurts. That way it doesn't feel so much like an enemy every day. Five of Pentacles is exiting. Yeah, there's a break here. It's happened. It's already happened. That doesn't mean the pain's any easier. It doesn't seem, for the Sag I'm looking at, if it happened yesterday or 5 years ago, the pain still racks up the same, and it's going to continue to do so so long as we give it the 24-hour ignoring treatment. Okay? Let's call that, oh, I don't know, the 10-hour maybe ignoring treatment. 8 hours when you're functioning and you have stuff to do. All the more reason you got to give yourself permission to confront the thing that ails you. That way it stops being this enemy. Because the breaks happen. That seems to be non-negotiable. And I see you manifesting for yourself soon. I don't know what it is. It could be any number of things. But whatever it is you manifest, Clearly know that you're doing it. Okay? Clearly know that you're doing it. Be it healing, peace, more for yourself in some way. I don't know. But may it come through. And may it come through strongly. And know what it is. Take ownership of it. A lot of people say, I want, and they don't really know what they need. Wants are easy. Needs are not so easily understood. At least when it goes beyond the realm of paying the bills. Keeping electricity on, having food on the table. There's those needs. What do you need for yourself? Ten of Cups is in your strengths. You receive a great deal of strength from the emotional harmony principle, whatever that is. Now, people for some reason get very, very upset when I talk about emotional support systems because they will insist they have no one. No. Even if it's in the smallest of ways. There are people in our lives, no matter how small. Yes, we don't have to be called a spouse. They don't have to be called a mom or dad or a sister. But there are people in our life that in some way give us emotional reflection. Whatever or however or whomever you receive positive emotional reflection from is part of your Ten of Cups. Because it says, for this Sag, this is where they get their strength. That means it's known. There are people who love and support you. No matter the label or the capacity, time or space, it counts. And it gives you strength. That means you are a strength in someone else's world too. Death is in the environment. Yeah. The environment has changed. Still, I'm guessing, transforming. Accepting a loss. An ending. That's why you need more permission for yourself to address what's already here. Not less. Don't cheapen yourself. Give yourself the benefit of being a human. You have a right to grieve. King of Cups is in your hopes and fears. To dare open your heart again. To love yourself. Can you do it? Everything begins with yourself, right, King of Cups? Can you love yourself first and foremost? And then, as the King of Cups is wont to do, when he feels secure, can he fully love someone else too? You hope for this and you fear it simultaneously. It's reasonable after what you've been through and will continue to go through because it's not done. But once you're on the other side of that, you will have that time of understanding. I still love myself. My heart's full. Could it be full for someone else someday? The answer is yes. Page of Cups is in the outcome. You may not see it now, and I don't blame you. Why would you? But in the outcome, a small admission there, and I don't care how small we'll take it. It's a start. It's a progress. It's something. It says yes. That little guy, Page of Cups. You can be open once more. Cheers. And excuse me for people who hate the sound of sipping. Let's get some advice for you. Like I was telling Leo, sometimes you need a little extra something. A little extra pick-me-up, you know? Still hearing Sabrina Carpenter's Espresso. I have been. I don't know how you can't hear it, so whether or not I like it, it's like I guess I'm downloading Sabrina Carpenter in iTunes now. It's cute. It's cute. It's a cute little... You just hear it in the car. Just hear it in the car, and it's cute. It's cheeky. It's fun. You know, it hits right. It just hits right. I like it. I like the sound of it. What's going on? Let's get some advice, please. Knight of Cups, Three of Wands in time. After the pain, Ten of Swords. Yeah, there's still love out there. Even after the ending, it's just going to take time. Give yourself patience, honey. Your love will flow again once more in time. It's out there on the horizon. It's probably just not obvious to you yet. But even now, can you feel it? Despite all the racket that is the pain and the loudness of it. Can you still feel it? Even if it feels far away from you. Can you still feel it? A little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. Oh, the letter D, Z. They may or may not be related to you at all. The lotus flower. The lotus flower for some of you is simply confirmation, also Scorpio energy. And there's that sense of the zombie upside down for now. Feel like you're on your head, day in, day out drudgery. Hard to accept this. And how to move on if you can, so on and so forth. The answer is yes. It's just like that beautiful lotus flower. You don't understand how beautiful it is until it unfolds. This hasn't fully unfolded yet. Okay. There is a release here, even if it is a painful one. But in due course, in due time, you will love again. Yes, yes, yes. I do have to be so careful. That's the concern. There are concerns here. Yes, I know. I'm saying that as the concerns a lot, amplified. All right, number 30. I understand, baby. I got it. Death, however it shows up. Okay, I see an ending here. Reflects change. It's a transformative state, not a place of permanency. With this ending comes change. And it's the right kind. It's hard to see that from this point of view. But it's there. Once you will get past this point of view, and you will understand that you will want more. And that it's okay to want more. You're supposed to be changed by these things. Not say the same. Saggy, I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aries, welcome to your Thursday check-in. What's up? What's going on? Show me Aries. Show me Aries, please. One more, I think. Show me Aries. Yes. King of Swords. The Magician. Oh, yes, indeed. Do I dare manifest, Christina? I don't know, honey. Do you? Do you dare? King of Pentacles. Hovering, the Chariot, past experience, Two of Cups, exiting the before you strength. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. How interesting. Just pulled out a lot of big energies there, Aries, honey. Okay. Strengths, okay. The Wheel of Fortune, environment, yeah, you are shifting and changing. Hopes and fears will stabilize. Eight of Swords. We're afraid to look at something. I think that's why you're trying to sort it out, because it seems like there's a quote-unquote a lot on the line here. Yeah, I have that feeling as well. It seems like there's a lot on the line. King of Swords, straight away, I'm determined. You are determined. So the Eight of Swords and the outcome here is the most likely to change. In fact, the outcome typically is. The more progress you make in this, the less the the less the Eight of Swords has a tendency to make an impact. And honestly, the outcome is my least interesting position, simply because it's the most subject to change. And right now you're under a great deal of that subject to change, depending on what you think here, what it is you're trying to do. Yeah, not too worried about the Eight of Swords is my point, but you're opening up straight away the sense of determination. I know what I know. And Christina, I need to figure out, should I manifest? Because the manifest is in the challenge position. There's an overall sense here of greater good. And what is that? Something you're going to have to figure out. You have a strong mind, strong sense of can-do attitude. I can see that you are someone who is very much used to a sense of practicality, logic, reasoning, providership, stability. The areas I'm looking at, you are highly value. Excuse me. Stability. Strength, reasoning, logic. Direction. And there's something here you want to know if you should manifest. You have experience, and this is going to really help you. The Chariot, that once you decide to get going, you get going. You seem to know this about yourself. You're saying, once I start, I can't stop. I got you. So here's the thing with the past. The idea is that those skills that are available to us, or the experiences we had, again, are tools. They carry with you in present and then therefore in the future. Okay? They exit something else altogether. But the idea is if you could do it in the past, if this is how you felt in the past, if this is what your experience is in the past, you could use them to your advantage in present day. So in your past, I know you know what it is to pick a direction and move towards it. Fast, slow, somewhere in between, doesn't matter. Point is that you're saying, I know when it's time to go, it's time to go. And there's no stopping me. Is that why you're showing me hesitation around manifestation? Because you're saying once I opt into that, once I make up my mind, once I know it's right for me, I gotta go and I won't stop. So should I do it? Let's get to that. We'll get to that. I'm sorry. We'll get to that. Two of Cups is on the exit. There is some sort of emotional harmony here between yourself and someone else that's exiting. I think you wanted to. I don't think you're trying to gear up to stop it. I think you're trying to gear up to understand that it's time for you to let it go. Whatever that Two of Cups is to you. The emotional exit is already taking place. That wasn't a conscious decision. That was an emotional decision. It's happening between yourself and someone else. An emotional exit. Okay? Between two people. And that's why you're showing me in your immediate juncture strength. The strength to not just accept it, but to get things in motion that declare that this is the case. That's what I think you're showing me. What you needed permission to manifest. Because once you start that direction, you say you can't stop it. That's been your experience based on a logical and practical point of view. I'm seeing both of these as you today. So I can't lie with the emotional value. The decrease between two is here. You know this. But the question seems to come down to finalizing it as truth. Is that the truth? Because once I make up my mind, I can't stop the direction. It will take strength to do this. It will take strength to finalize the truth, to act on it. Okay? In your strengths, Five of Pentacles, you know what it is to break. You know what it is. You know what it means. You know what it involves. You're saying that you can do it. It hurts. It hurts. But that's part of taking responsibility for these things. You know it sucks. Right? You know it sucks. The Wheel of Fortune, once more, is taking place in the environment. Things are already changing, and they have been for a while. It started here, I believe, from the emotional value on its exit. Way out. The environment has clearly reflected this. I think what you're showing me is that you want permission to finalize this. To move forward on what you know. Ten of Pentacles is in your hopes and fears. The foundation, specifically the stability. How much will change? And is that a good thing? Or is it a bad thing? It depends on how cleanly you exit this. If you've ever, and if you're showing me break in your strengths, that means you are familiar with it. You can have clean breaks and say that this ending is as clean, as stable as it's going to get. Okay? And how messy and horrific it is, and a flaming dumpster fire it is, really comes down to the approach. Did we go at this like a bull in a china shop? Or are we someone who methodically took our time to understand that this was the correct thing to do? The foundation, it will change, yes, it will be altered. But can it be done so peacefully and still remain stable? Because you can have stable breaks. It's when we understand it's time to part ways with something and it's accepted and we don't question it. It's possible, absolutely. The Aries, I know, you know this. Eight of Swords is in the outcome. You're not certain, I understand. Which is why you really need to know. The feeling's there. Or rather, the lack of feeling is there. This is known. Is it enough to disrupt the foundation or what's in place, the stability? Is that what's right for you? Well, let's get some advice. Because I think what you're showing me, again, stands. It's like once I start, I can't stop, and I understand that. So ask yourself this. The foundation here, would it be worth keeping it intact minus the love? That's going to come down to you, honey. Okay? I don't know what that Two of Cups represents, what the relationship represents. You're just saying it's been part of your world for a long time. But you can't deny the environment's already changing. You would just be finalizing things in the 3D where it now became visible. Yeah? Okay. Two of Wands, the Fool, the Devil, the Emperor. There you are, darling. I don't mean that in a bad way. It says a lot. 3 power cards are right here. There's the decision too. You're aware of it. You're very aware of it. And I think this really kind of represents where you are in terms of, there you are. Okay, that's your power card. The Emperor has a decision to make. Okay. Is it a fear-based decision for a new beginning? Is it a fear-based decision to hold ourselves back? Either way, we have to take the full weight and responsibility of it as the Emperor. What do you fear most, honey? Holding yourself back? Or forcing yourself into a future where you have to make a difficult decision? Do you want a new beginning? Do you want the ownership of that? Are you afraid of it? Is it fear that holds you back? Or is it fear that keeps you in place? Which is right for you? Indeed. No wonder you have that mentality of once I start, I can't stop. I got to know that this is right for me. Just because I can handle it doesn't mean I should. How important is that love to you with that Two of Cups exiting? You know? Something is in your foundation at the emotional level because it's supposed to be, or it's not. Eight of Swords, Eight of Cups. It's really hard for you to acknowledge that you have emotionally walked away from this. It's not just you. You realize that, right? It's not just you. It's really hard for you to acknowledge this. That's a lot of fear of the mind right there. That's a lot of fear of the mind. That's not really allowing you to see how much of this has already exited, at least emotionally and spiritually. You're very concerned and focused on the 3D output But this is the biggest issue that we need to look at. Are we afraid of that new beginning at the end of the day? You seem to be very focused on what's going to have to be left behind. Toil and labor, number 29. Older female here. That doesn't mean any less beautiful, but older female. Okay, past middle age, toil and labor. That's a strong sense of work. Work. Exhausted. Letters of concern, 27. The Book of Wisdom tried to pop out. Somebody works very hard. Letters, decisions to make, how to formalize the thoughts. Feels like someone's not emotionally available. It hasn't been for a long time. Someone gets lost to work in the toil and labor and mechanics of things. There's a long letter here. Lots of information, thoughts, feelings, and decisions to make. Our true thoughts, the essence of our true thoughts. This letter, that's simply an example, is actually dated September 19th. Today is September 19th. For some of you, today, important information. We have the medallion of Scorpio, but it's in the reverse and upside down. The key word here being no longer passionate. No longer passionate or possibly loving. Okay. We have the medallion of Gemini. So you might have some very strong Gemini in your chart. Could be connecting to one. Then we have the big masculine glasses, such as the letters D and J. Aries, honey, I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aquarius, welcome to your Thursday check-in. What's up? What's going on? Show me Aquarius, please. Show me Aquarius. What's going on? Show me Aquarius, please. All right. Five of Cups. Oh, the Devil. Oh, dear, dear, dear. That's a bit much. That's a bit much. Crowning. Two of Wands. I think you're aware. Nine of Wands in the past. Six of Wands in the exit. Ace of Swords before you, the Truth. Good, your master symbol. We need that. Three of Swords is in your strengths. I can see where you would think that. We'll get to it. Nine of Swords in your environment. Busy. Okay, Nine of Swords, hopes and fears, stress, outcome, trying to be more open. Seven of Cups. All right, Five of Cups is in your base, at the heart of the thing. I understand you're upset. You are very upset, and you are aware of it. The Devil's in the challenge position, so it's been with you. It's been with you for a while, and you don't want it to become patternized. You do not want this to become patternized, the sense of always being upset or full of regret or frustration or hate or whatever it is, sadness. You don't want that to be your experience all day, every day. You don't want it to become patternized. I completely agree with you. The Aquarius I'm looking at suggests this has been with me a little too long, and I'm at the point where I'm a little too uncomfortable with the notion that this has been with me too long. You are struggling to let this go. But the good news is that you're aware of it. We don't want to give this guy any more room than he's already had to grow. Yeah? So Two of Wands is crowning you. You understand that you have decisions to make. Okay? About this pain, how you handle it, how you carry it with you, and why we don't want to keep doing that. And I can kind of see why it's been knocking around a little too long. The Nine of Wands is in your experience in the past. If you want to block something, you will. And if you want to keep at something, the Aquarius I'm looking at, you will. Right? Nine of Wands, guys, why is it called the Wounded Warrior? He doesn't know when to stop fighting. You know, it's doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Why? Because we don't want to give up on the fight. We're not exhausted yet. So we say we have more energy to give this. And it's not a lot, but we keep doing it and we keep doing it. And then at the end of the day, we're like, oh, I'm still fighting the same fight. How many years later? And why do we keep doing it? Repetition. Because we haven't understood to let our wands down, that we don't need to fight this anymore, that there's nothing worth fighting for, that all we're doing is harming ourselves and dragging things out. We have to know when to stop. And for some people, that's really difficult. I have a very strong reason to believe for the Aquarius I'm looking at, which is very specific today. So this is either yours or it's not. You're going to get hit with that knowledge soon. And I'll tell you why. Six of Wands is on the exit. In this position, given everything I've seen, this is good. There is a sense that for some of you, you carry on with a sense of anger or a sense of frustration and sadness and the repetition of it, repeating it, Nine of Wands, because a big part of you gets involved in terms of outcome, favorable outcome, specifically making your point, possibly being ego-based. Now, I don't mean that as an accusation. We all have ego. It's one of the things that keeps human beings alive is ego. There is all things in nature, healthy and unhealthy, correct and not correct, light and dark. So when I say parts of your ego are on the exit, the same parts that keep you involved in a fight unnecessarily, this is good. You're recognizing this for yourself soon with the Ace of Swords in your future. There's something about this fight that when you engaged in it, all it did was keep your wounds fresh. And it gave you this really nasty suspicion that you had gotten addicted to it. And the day you realized that, or you started to suspect it, is when you started to withdraw from this. Am I right? I'm looking forward to this fight a little too much. I keep fighting it. Part of you feels thrilled with it, right? Exalted. And then some days you wake up feeling a little sick. Because there's no resolve to this. Am I starting to get a little addictive to this argument? What it's about, who it involves, I don't know. But the fact that you no longer feel a sense to stick to this out of a need to be seen or triumph tells me you're starting to realize this is unhealthy. And it's physically making you sick and emotionally making you sick the more you continue to be involved in it. I say it all the time, guys. You get to choose your own level of participation, including sticking to a point that no one else is hearing or experiencing but you. I don't know who you're trying to prove yourself to, but you don't need to. Because it looks like with this, you can't win anyway. And what victory would there to be had at this point? But you can win for yourself. Strong insight about this situation. Understanding the truth of things. We want one singular truth, and if you can stick to that, this means nothing. Some people get so overly invested in this, they do become addicted to it. You've met those people, right? Do you think they're happy people or are they miserable? Still talking about the same thing, the same bullshit 20 years later. You caught on to this, didn't you? There's something here that's just not worth arguing with anymore because it tears you down, it doesn't build you up. So think about that. And so you have Three of Swords is in your strengths. You're saying that you can handle pain. And that's why you were able to stay in this as long as you did. I can handle pain. What's another sword sticking in my heart? Go ahead. I'll help you out. Here's one. Here's one on the house. All you did was hurt yourself. I believe you when you tell me you can accommodate a great deal of pain. It's one of the things that's lended to this atmosphere, to this behavior. have some insight on that too. Just because you can handle a lot of pain or deal with a lot of bullshit doesn't mean you should. And then you get yourself caught up in it for no reason other than what? Who are you trying to score points with? It's not worth it, honey. It's not worth the sanity. It's not worth your emotional self. It's not worth your spiritual self. That's for you to decide. Knights of Swords in your environment. I bet you're busy. I have no questions about that. I bet you are very active. Nine of Swords, hopes and fears. A lot of worry there. A lot of worry about being correct and is this all for naught? What if I'm right? What if I'm wrong? What if you're wrong? And what if you're right? Like I said, do you really want to win against this, whatever this is? Seems to me it's rhetorical. Seven of Cups, being open in the future to anything else. Just being open to other things. Yeah, we'll take that. I would love that outcome for you, just to be open to other things. Let's get some advice for you, please. Stick to your truth. It's right there. Okay? Stick to your truth. No one can make you participate in this except you. And if you ever get that taste in your mouth, am I a little addicted to this? To this argument, this pain. Yeah. That's your first clue that you really don't want to be seen in this fight anymore. You shouldn't be putting so much of yourself into it. Let's get some advice, please. Six of Swords, strength. Yeah, that was really straightforward. Okay. It's really straightforward. Have the strength to exit this argument, the metaphor of the argument with yourself, with someone else. You know, I get the comments all the time, guys. Well, it's narcissism. It's narcissism. Even then, you still get a choice of participation. Once you start using that language, well, they're a narcissist. So that means you know. And it's on you to stop participating. People don't understand when you use language like that, you automatically start holding yourself responsible. Once you've identified the problem, you get to choose if you're participating in the problem. This, of course, exempts abusive situations, and these people are not watching tarot. And children. Once you start using language, this, that, and the other is the problem. You've automatically started holding yourself accountable for doing the opposite. So, even if this is a narcissistic situation where you find yourself eerily caught up in a pattern that has become a little addictive, but self-defeating at the end of the day, you're aware of it. Stop choosing to participate in this. It hurts you. Have the strength to let it go. Leave it behind. Move on. Be open to other things. I agree. Whatever this is, it does you no good. Make up your mind on the subject. Queen of Swords. Have final say on the subject too. You know, the best, even if, let's say, you are dealing with a narcissistic situation, the best way to win that argument is to not participate. I promise you that. You don't have to respond. That's it. Wishing well, 29. These don't feel right. I think these fell. But just to let you know, the tulip, which indicates the lovers, 41, wishing well, 29, older female. Wishing well, wishing for something much tonight. Wishing for the love to return. Always waiting for the love to return. And so we managed to stay in a negative situation because at the end of the day, we were hoping for something more positive. Okay. Yeah, that's a negative pattern, guys. But those didn't quite feel right. Despair and the harvest. Something here has come to its end or simply is not fruitful. Okay. And there's a despair in that knowledge. It's the Five of Cups right here. We know there's nothing to be had from this, and even if you did, would you want it? Anything that makes you feel that bad can't be good for you, honey. Think of it that way. We have the letter A. We have the letter O. We have the crescent moon. The crescent moon for some of you is important. Which one? Couldn't say. Perhaps it's upcoming. Wish upon a star as well. We have the medallions of Aries, Pisces, and Capricorn. You might have any of these placements in your chart that are critical and then could be connecting to one of these energies as well. Aquarius, honey, I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Gemini, welcome to your Thursday check-in. What's up? What's going on? Show me, Gemini, please. What's going on for Gemini? One more. Show me, Gemini. Very good. Okay. Ten of Wands, Cross and Queen of Swords. Okay. Okay. Crowning you, Six of Pentacles. A very strong sense of obligation right now. The Hermit's in the past. Okay. Four of Cups is exiting, so that's good. Before you, Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, you're going to get this back on track, but man, it's going to take a lot of your energy reserves. All right. All right. Okay. Strengths, Judgment. Very good. Ten of Pentacles is the foundation. Not a surprise. Seven of Swords, hopes and fears. Eight of Cups is in the outcome. Okay. Ten of Wands is in your current straightaway opening. There is a level of difficulty here. You acknowledge it. You address it. And you're trying to garner more information on it right now. You're saying, I don't know everything. And I can manage this better as I go. I just see you trying to be open to solution right now, not necessarily set on any one course of thought, therefore action. That's what you're trying to do whilst you're in this. You're just like, I understand things are heavy right now, and I don't have a straightforward solution, but I'm still here, and I'm determined to work through this. It's complicated, it's difficult, and I'm kind of learning as I go, and therefore making decisions as I go. Okay, I believe you, but you're there, you're present, and you're accounted for. And you are definitely in that state of doing the best you can. So please give yourself that credit. The Six of Pentacles is crowning you. Your everyday responsibilities are at the forefront of your mind. Okay, the old give and take, back and forth principles. I see you trying to meet the obligations and contracts as is required of you. And things are a bit tricky in that realm right now. The actual 3D affair of things. This, that, the other. And you're saying it's difficult. And I don't assume I know everything, but I'm doing the best I can. And I see that because this is a skill for which you are experienced with the Hermit. You're that solutions Gemini, okay? You have a tendency to look down the path and understand where you can heal things, fix things based on wisdom, insight, and experience. So this, just because it's in the past, doesn't mean it's gone. It's a skill or something that you are familiar with and can be of use to you today, okay? And into the future as well. So I know you know what to do here. And here's the good news. Four of Cups is on the exit. Now, this is on the way out. That sense of unhappiness, detachment, lethargy, upsetness. There's something here for which you were upset about, and it's on its way out, which is good. Okay? But you're saying things are a bit difficult. I'm not saying I hit my sweet spot yet, but I'm trying to make things smoother. I know I can do this. I just got to keep myself open to solutions. Okay? Not write everything off as a clear-cut destination. Cool. I like that you have that. That's actually kind of cool. I like that. And it's helping in many respects to kind of lift you out of whatever it is that perhaps not too long ago upset you. You don't seem to have too much room right now for emotional indulgences. But it's more about correcting things and getting things to be smoother. And you seem to be on that track, Seven of Pentacles in your immediate future, in that sense of, okay, things are taking shape. It's not stagnation. You're showing me signs of leveling out. Okay? There's a big difference between stagnation, ain't nothing happening, to things are a little chaotic right now. I just got to keep myself open to solutions, not write things off, and don't assume that I know or try to dictate things. It's just, I'm going to handle things as they come up, and you're going to start seeing the results of that soon, where things are going to start to look and feel a little more steady. Good. That's the leveling out I'm looking for. Judgment is in your strengths. You know, you're a Gemini who says, I take pride on learning my lessons. I take pride on listening to the calling, and I take pride on my decision-making skills because it's more than about my decisions I make right now. They can also be a long-term effect. So you try to incorporate a lot of knowledge while you're doing what you're doing. What works for you, what doesn't work for you, lessons learned about decisions made in the past and how they can affect you to today. and that you have a wealth of experience attached to you that allows you to navigate all of this. So that's a powerful skill. I love that judgments and strength. You need it, okay? And it's good. 10 of Pentacles is in your foundation. You want things to stabilize. More than stabilize, you want them to be prosperous, okay? It's looking like you're headed in that direction, so keep at it. You're doing great, okay? Your hopes and fears and 7 of Swords, there's something here you don't want to think about. There's something here you do not want to think about. And I think it's directly related to your outcome, which is 8 of Cups. That's a little too open-ended for me. Okay. Your 3D, your I have to be present in this, wisdom, experience, judgment, and so forth is on point. Whatever it is that you're trying to work so hard to correct, stabilize, okay, it's on that course. You are 100% headed in that direction, of course. There seems to be a lot of family matters in here. There seems to be a lot of connectivity points here that go beyond just you. Your concern for others is there as well. You navigating some of your basic everyday life decisions also seems to involve others. Okay, so it's not just you going solo. There's an influence connected to you that's rather extensive. I can see it, I sense it, I feel it. But there's one piece of the Gemini I'm looking at that you try not to look at too much, and it makes you uncomfortable, which is so odd because you're so comfortably confrontational with other areas in your life. There's just one piece here you try not to look at, and that's the 8 of Cups. There's something here for which you are emotionally detached from, but you won't fully show me what that is. Don't get me wrong. I see you pulling out of something that suggests sadness, negative. Okay. And you're working so hard to cultivate the life that you need and want for yourself and others. But there's one piece here that you don't care to look at too much. What is that emotional detachment right there towards the end? Let's get a little more on that, please. Let's get a little more on that, please. Let's get some advice. Which, by the way, I think you're doing great. You really are. I like your attitude. I like your point of view. It's not easy what you're doing. Knight of Wands, Temperance, Knight of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles. There's something to do. How interesting. There's a potential healing component between yourself and someone else that we try not to look at too much, which is odd because it's actually quite lovely. Temperance, the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, and the 9 of Pentacles. There's an individual who stands up in their own right. That there is a form or flow of feeling with, or it could be healed with, but we try not to look at that too deeply. We try not to manifest it. We try not to get emotionally involved in it. It represents an opportunity in healing and feeling good about a particular person, and you can't give yourself to that, at least not right now. I don't know who this represents, but it's a known person. It's a known energy. It's a known entity, if you will. And it represents another branch of proposed or possible healing, but you can't see yourself in it right now. In fact, you don't like the idea of it right now. Perhaps it needs more time. But it looks like it could be very lovely. And it could work both ways. Okay? Perhaps that's slated for later. Okay, any other advice, please? Just general advice? I don't know who it is. There's a bit of a perkiness surrounding that. But you can't see yourself emotionally investing in that right now. It's probably enough to be getting on with that, yeah? Any other advice, please? Page of Swords. Knight of Swords, Four of Swords. Okay. You've recently had some insight that you need to rest and take care of yourself more. We could all do with that. I agree. I agree. So remember to find those spaces for yourself, and that's going to allow you to greet this with ongoing energy to continue to meet your goals of recovery, longevity, and kind of getting out of this things are heavy right now in terms of responsibilities, but we're trying to find an even plane of existence here. Remember that in those moments when you can, and you've had this thought for yourself, to do more for yourself in terms of quiet time, reflection, and healing for you. Remember, your thoughts and actions are first and foremost for you. Okay? Remember to take care of those moments. Give yourself that quiet time as you need, because you have so much externally attached to you. A little bit of upheaval for you goes a long way. I see. You seem to have a ripple effect or a web effect attached to you. So it's not just a solo Gemini. It's when you make a decision or action, it seems like multiple are affected by it. So it's going to be exhausting. It's going to be exhausting. And I can definitely see it would create a lot of room for potential chaos to rock the boat. So remember to take moments to yourself. And whatever this is, perhaps in time, this will be more available to healing directly with somebody. It looks like it could be lovely, you know. 33 in reverse. There's no escaping. That's pretty harsh, but key to the cage. We have the ability to unlock our cage. Okay, our sense of freedom and the love. The rose is in there, so love, and it's like, not right now. there's no escaping this particular cage. Now that seems rather harsh, but do keep in mind the oracles are little bridges between the main concepts. Whatever this responsibility is, it's tied to you. I don't think you would have it any other way. I don't believe so. But apparently it falls on you. You see what I'm saying? The responsibility it's your cage with your key, but you're like it's not just down to me. Okay. I'm in it, don't get me wrong. Okay, so concerning a wealthy man, mature woman. So there is a sense here, I know, I feel it. I know that there is more than you at play here. There's that sense of needing to provide, very much on point with our sense of responsibility in terms of accumulating wealth and the responsibility of it and the distribution. There is an influence here, perhaps for some of you, of a mature woman. There's that sense of the obligation, yes, love, nurturing, and caring, but also that sense of it goes beyond just me. And we have someone here who reinforces every day the day-to-day activities and priorities and things like that. Okay. All right. Let's do some charms. I don't think we need too much else. E, O, J. We have the octopus, the unknown, the depths of the unknown. Lots of water here. We also have the crab, sign of Cancer. Seashell in reverse, also sign of Cancer. It's interesting. We go back and forth from having emotional variety of things to not listening to ourselves. And sometimes it feels like if we let the emotions take over, we won't get anything done. I understand that. All the more reason why you know when and where and how to stop and take moments to yourself so you have quiet time to reflect, as discussed. Because somebody here is a little busy bee. Yeah, and there's that sense of responsibility and to provide to the queen and stuff like that and all the other metaphors that go along with it. All right, Gemini, honey, I do hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Libra, welcome to your Thursday check-in. What's up? What's going on? Alrighty. I knew Celtic Cross was going to be one of the longer check-ins, so that's okay. It's the same as the in-depth too. All right, what's going on? Show me Libra, please. Show me Libra. Show me Libra. Very good. Oh, some of you, King of Swords. Just trying to be on point now with your decision-making. Okay, determination. Let's go ahead and give that another shuffle. What's up? The Hermit. Justice, that's you. Chariot. Well, slow down on the majors, yeah? Give me something else to work with. Seven of Wands, Ace of Cups, and a Three of Wands. Good. Being much more present. I like that. All right. Cool. Strength, Seven of Cups, remaining open. Eight of Pentacles in your environment. Work, work, work. Three of Cups. To rejoice or not to rejoice. In the end, Six of Cups. Outcome. Beautiful. Lovely. Love it. Let's get back to you. Hold on. Hold on. You're packing a lot of information here today. First of all, congratulations on your fantastic sense of healing. It is correcting you as we speak. Now, many of you personally, that is your power cord, have been feeling on the sideways these days. In other words, out of balance, and you're working on it. You're actively working on this with the Hermit. And this is not an overnight thing. This is something that you have been trying to personally correct for yourself for some time. It seems specifically tied to your pathway as you understand it based on wisdom, insight, and experience. And the more consolidated you are to that pathway, the more you're going to feel correct these days. Okay? So let's stop focusing on how you might have been feeling out of placement or out of whack, okay, the past months, seasons, or even years. And I want you to focus more on the progress you have made to present day. I want you to have more of those moments of looking back. It's like, am I the same Libra today as I was a year ago? The answer is going to be no, I am not. Because many of you are still convinced you got all this work to do. I got all this work to do. I don't feel balanced, Christina. I don't feel harmonized. I don't feel correct. You're actually doing a good job. Someone who is doing a poor job is not going to show me chariot in their overhead or their crowning. However you want to put it, it's still moving forward because you know what you're doing is correct. Your Seven of Wands is in the past. Don't go back there. Okay. Now, Seven of Wands, in terms of experience, do you know how to block? Yeah. That doesn't mean that we did it correctly. People tell you, I know how to block. That doesn't mean you learned anything from it. If you constantly find yourself in a position of just blocking for the sake of it, then you're an avoidant. That doesn't mean you learned anything. You see, all cards in tarot reflect human nature. This is what we could do with it, and this is also what we could do with it. So do yourself a favor. Whatever it is your past experiences that led you up into this point, don't go back there. Don't go back there. Stay where you are, present-minded, moving it forward. Whatever that is to you. But for now, it's just an overall sense of Libra getting recalibrated. You're going to find your new balance. It's really not so new. You've been working through it and working through it. So again, I want you to stop and ask yourself, am I the same Libra today as I was a year ago? The answer is going to be no. So don't go back there. It doesn't work for you. You know how I know that? Eight of Cups is in the exiting position. Now, that is good. Feeling emotionally numb, unavailable, not present, not emotionally present, absent, wanting to check out, numbing it, numbing pain, not feeling, just not being available. You are actually coming out of that, which is good. So I like where you are. Continue on with your spiritual development, your sense of development personally, based on wisdom, insight, reflection, and just experience. I think you're finding your new norm, your new balance, if I were to summarize. And it's beautiful. Don't go back to the past. Operate from now. Three of Wands before it in the future. You're looking for something. Could be waiting. You have to know it's worth waiting for. That's up to you. But I think you're looking for something. There's that sense of hope out there, and perhaps you don't quite know how to define it, but I see you looking outwards with positivity instead of being absent with the Eight of Cups, which suggests you're looking forward to things, which suggest emotional presence. So that's good. Okay. In your strengths, Seven of Cups, you are showing a willingness to be a little more open every day. Now, Seven of Cups, yes, you could say it's options in love. That's not necessarily strength. I'm saying it in the kind of, I'm willing to be open. I don't want to be closed off or numbed out. I just want to try being open. That's how I know you're changing. You're doing the opposite of the past. Okay? That's how I know people are changing at all. They do the opposite of what kept them stuck in the first place. That's how any of us show signs of progress and change. We do the opposite. Isn't that lovely? But you have to know that you want to do that based on experience. Okay. Eight of Pentacles in your environment. You working. Got it. You're working and you're taking work very, very seriously, as you should. You're quite good at it. The master of your craft. We're just knocking it out, knocking it out, knocking it out. Fantastic. Three of Cups is in your hopes and fears. Now, I'm seeing you a little bit more on the intimate side. Christina, do I hope for glad tidings and celebrations and connecting or reconnecting, or should I be fearful of that? Well, it seems to me you should be hopeful of it. Whatever it is you can connect to, potentially or otherwise, you're in a much better position to grade it than perhaps you were in the past, which suggests that you were emotionally absent and you made a habit out of blocking. perhaps because you're emotionally absent. Well, you've been working through that. I'm happy to report. So I want you to lean more into hope of connecting, 3 of Cups, socially or otherwise. Doesn't matter. Celebratory, hanging out, something a little bit more on the personal side. I'm suspecting personal side because your outcome is the 6 of Cups. There's a soul bond here for you. Okay. And connecting to it's going to feel good. It's going to feel very good. Who they are, what they are, I don't know, but you will in time. Literally, time. Let's get some advice, please. Where you were perhaps absent before, you'll be much more present in future. Again, I don't know who that is. It could be a soul bond you've yet to meet or someone you haven't connected with in a long time. And that could be anybody. So, perhaps you yourself yet may not know it, but you said your willingness to be open is a strength for you. So that's true. We shouldn't have any problem connecting to that or whoever they are or what they represent. All right, let's get some advice, please. Let's get some advice for Libra. Four of Wands. Yeah, in due course. Wow, that's some beautiful healing there. Beautiful. And we deeply desire this. There's some sort of relationship here. What that is, I don't know. Once more, relationship is how 2 people define it. So it may be marriage. It may be an active relationship, or rather reactive relationship you have reactivated with someone else. The theory of strengthening the bond, though, is here, and it's beautiful. It's loving, it's healing, and it has far-reaching consequences of desire, hope. It's beautiful, actually. The advice stands true with whatever this is. How you heal yourself, and you're more aware of who you are every day, gives you something more and more to look forward to. So indeed, if you're willing to remain open to someone who is precious to you, then whatever that is has an equal opportunity to be healed as well. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Toil and labor, work. Work is very important to you, working hard. I understand. It's in your environment. The maze. It may feel like you work a lot and you can't see anything through the maze. I know, that's part of why you still feel like you're on the sideways. Trust me, I think you're closer to the center of the maze than you realize. Okay. Coffin. Okay. Death. What about it? Legacy. Heritage. 29. Wish. Okay. There's something here we do not wish to see an end to. There's a particular root in our tree of life that we do not want to end. It is our wish, in fact, to repair it. Something is part of our legacy. It could be children. It could be people who we identify as being important to our foundation. It could be a source of income. I don't know. But there's something about the legacy here. We do not want it to end. We do not want it to be a dead root or a fallen branch. Instead, we very much wish for it to be part of our life, that it can be healed, whatever that root is. Okay? Interesting. 19-5-29-2. We have the letter J. We have the medallion of Leo. Some of you might have some very strong Leo in your chart. Could be connecting to one. We have the great white shark, sense of Scorpio, and then also that sense of pursuit, 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 never letting it rest. We have the small feminine glasses. Okay, very small. Art kind of deco glasses, that kind of thing. And then the arrow of Sag, or Cupid's arrow, or point striking home. Okay. Libra, honey, I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Taurus, welcome to your Thursday check-in. What's up? What's going on? Show me Taurus, please. Show me Taurus. What's going on? What's going on? Show me Taurus, please. one more. Let's see, Taurus. Alrighty. Six of Cups, crossing, Six of Pentacles, hovering above you, Eight of Wands, Three of Cups in the past, exiting the Sun. No. No, no, no. Okay. Yeah, okay, the Tower. Well, all right, let's keep on keeping on. We'll get back to that. We'll circle back around. Ten of Wands in your strengths. Surprise. Not a surprise. Knight of Pentacles in your environment. The Eight of Pentacles. You work out. Okay. Outcome, the Eight of Swords. No, we can do better than that. I want you to do better than that. Once more, honey, you're clouding your sense of you can do, and you know you can with a, I don't know, so I'm going to talk myself out of it. Again, I'm not trying to be mean to you. I'm not picking on you. All signs have pros and cons. Taurus can be so confident, okay, and then so unconfident in the same breath. And it's frustrating because you're showing me that you can, and then you're telling me how you can't. So it's like, are you trying to convince me, or are you trying to convince yourself? Because a lot of this is already en route, okay? And how successful you are in it is going to come down to you, and if you're going to allow yourself to see, you could have the outcome that you desire. So let's back up. Six of Cups is in your opening. There's a soul button here, and it's obviously of the past, and it's known to you. You opened up with it right away. So this is a known Six of Cups, and it's still with you. You're still connected to it. They're still connected to you, okay? You feel it, and they feel it to some extent, but it's currently not balancing. Six of Pentacles is on the sideways. So Six of Pentacles is something, for Taurus, this should be a non-issue. You know how to balance, right? The give and take, the back and forth, but you're saying, I can't make this thing balance. It's frustrating. It's inconsistent in terms of the balancing principle. You can say it's them. It's probably the both of you. A 6 and 6 denotes a sort of even. We could both be doing better, but we're not. Kind of contribution here. And then the Eight of Wands is crowning you. There is a sense of communication pressing on you. There are words in you that you would like to express. Whether or not you will open up towards them, I don't know. I just know that it's on your mind, literally on your mind now. There's words in you that you would like to flow. There are words in you that you would like to articulate. There are words in you that you would like to get out of yourself and have them land or strike home. What it would be, I don't know. I just know that you could. And perhaps communication here could make all the difference. I'm not sure. Okay. You would have to know best. I just don't like the direction this takes. I don't like the direction this takes. Excuse me, depending on what you say or how you say it. So let's talk about that before we jump into it. Three of Cups is in the past, so this is something I know you're familiar with, and you can carry, again, just because it's past doesn't mean it's over. It's just experience that you have in the past that can either lend to or take away from your current present day, and then therefore future experiences. So I know you know how to connect to this. I know you do, because I've seen you connect to it. In the past, it's there. You are familiar with it. You know how to celebrate with it. You know how to communicate with it. You know how to emotionally express yourself towards this in some way, because you have not only a history with it, you repeated it. So it's comfortable. It's a comfortable Six of Cups here. And it's not balancing in the real world, 3D. Emotionally, it seems to do just fine. But when it comes to the actual practical application of connecting to it and communicating with it, that's when it gets all plugged in sideways. Am I right? So the emotional value is already in place, if that helps you. I know you know how to connect to it from here. Okay. They do too. But the actual connectivity in the real world is where it gets... So what is it that we are saying that works, and what is it that we're not saying that doesn't work? And then also the reverse of that. What is it we are saying that doesn't work, and what is it we're not saying that could work? You see what I'm saying? That's where the practical application is coming through as both the problem and therefore the solution. Because it's here. The elements are here for this to balance. It is. It's here. It's all here. And so it bothers me exponentially to see that tower in the future for you, because as far as I can tell, it's completely 100% avoidable, depending on what we say or don't say. And here's what is bothersome is that the sun's on the exit. Your sense of happiness for this situation is exiting. And it doesn't have to. Okay? It doesn't seem that it has to. Don't get me wrong. If it must go, it must go. If it must, I'm the last person to contest that. If it must go, then it must go. I see the opposite of being true in terms of successful balance with this. If we're willing to change what's being said or not said. And then it could come into alignment. And for some reason, you're showing me disastrous results, so... we'll get some advice on that. I hate if this connection in some way truly makes you happy, then what is it that can be said? Okay? That speaks to the truth of that. Where whatever this is, the love can flow through it and connect to it through words and or actions to harmonize it and continuing to disharmonize it. Okay? And don't get me wrong, I'm all about reciprocation. If it's not returned, it's not returned. That's not the point. We have a pattern with this where emotionally it connects seamlessly, flawlessly, I would use the word. But the 3D output suggests the actions and the words specifically don't line up to the feeling. And if we do the opposite of this, then you get opposite results. There's the proof of choice, not the absence of it. Okay. And it's so close. It's on such a fine knife of an edge, you know. So I suppose I want to say be careful with your words, but also, more to the point, being careful in knowing what it is to say because it's correct, not because it isn't. Okay. It's not just about, well, I'm only going to say this portion and keep the rest of it secret. It's however this was connected to, that you have experience with, let that speak for itself in terms of the feeling. Because I don't want to see the sun exit for you. I don't want that for anybody. But if it must fall, then it must fall. Okay? If you can honestly say you did your part and you said what you needed to say and it doesn't reciprocate, then you have an answer. Okay? But I don't think it's that. I think it comes down to what's on your mind and how we're choosing to say it. Okay? Okay, here in your strengths, like I said, I'm not trying to give you heck, but that's 10 of Wands for Taurus is kind of a back of hand. You're like, I can handle it. What, Taurus? What can you handle? Whatever. Just whatever. Pile it on the back. I got it. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Can you carry a lot on your back? Yeah. Does that mean you should? It's up to you. I'm just saying, if it's the 10 of Wands, it needs to be the 10 of Wands of your choice and not because of that obligatory Taurus sense of I gotta. No, you don't gotta. Be careful what you sign up to because then you might be called on it later. And then you find yourself carrying a bunch of wands that you're not even particularly interested in, but hey, you said you would. So that's that Taurus fallacy, all right? Be aware, just because you're as strong as the bull does not mean you have to shackle yourself like the bull, yeah? Be careful and wary of the yokes you choose to wear and harness yourself with. All right? All right, I'm not going to give you too much shit about that because I know you're used to it. Knight of Pentacles in your environment. Yes, you do things at your time and at your pace. No contest. That's a no contest situation right there. Eight of Pentacles, well, I'm not laughing at you. I have a personality and I humor myself as much as anyone else. Eight of Pentacles and your hopes and fears. You want things to work and sometimes you're afraid that they're not gonna. You know, hopes and fears, they reflect each other. That's why they have their own particular category that piss everybody off. It's not a guarantee. The hopes and fears are like the mirror of Erised, from like Harry Potter. You know, we can see what we desire. It's not a guarantee. It's just a reflection of what we desire. Whether or not we have it is really going to come down to us. So you want things to work, and you're afraid that they won't. That's all that tells you. That's all that tells me. Eight of Swords is in the outcome. You're saying, I don't know, maybe I should put all this off. Let's think about it later. Don't get me wrong, you're going to maintain your 3D. I know you. You can't just put your 3D off. You'll maintain it. But the idea of making progress in some of your deeper thoughts, making progress in your deeper sense of emotional constructs, and it's like, I don't want to deal with that now. And that's going to lend to your sense of Ten of Wands. Okay? So don't carry any unnecessary burdens, least of all from yourself. I want you to get more confrontational of what it is you can so-called handle, not just your 3D. Okay? Let's get some advice, please. I would love... This is so frustrating. I just... It's so close. It's so close to bringing the sun. There's the Eight of Wands again. I'm not picking on you. It's just here. There's Eight of Wands, honey. This is the star. It's important. That conversation's muy important. I can't stress that enough. You can either see that Tower's a threat and not try, or you can see what I've been trying to advise you. It's more than just being careful with our words. Anybody can do a Four of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands. I'm talking, but I'm not saying much. That's just me protecting myself. Or we can actually say what's of real value and importance. Okay? And that's the difference between the sun being accessible and the Tower days being behind you, or prompting more Tower bullshit in the exits of the sun. If something's important to you, speak unto it. And it leaves no room for doubt for you, the universe, between you and whatever else. Okay? And if it's not reciprocated, then you know. All right? Then you know. But you can't say that you didn't lay it out there. Okay? Whatever that is. Anything else, please? You know, it's the importance of wanting this to work. The hopes and fears is tied to more than one thing here. And the connection, the balance, and honey, speak what you know is true, and then speak to your higher desires. Okay, the truth is in there. It will make the difference between the sun and the Tower. I don't get to say things like that too often. Okay? Please. All right? I don't mean be cautious with your words. I mean, speak the truth of what's there and the magnificence of it, not the absence of it. And that's all I can tell you, the difference between something that's functional and non-functional. Something that's joyous and then something that's disastrous. Okay. Oh boy, my stomach's kicking off. I'm such a scheduled eater. Yeah, I don't eat on time. My stomach's like, what are we doing? What is you doing? What? Hello? We need service from topside. Like, it's embarrassing, really. It is embarrassing. All right. The birds, the messages, 12. The swan. Oh, look at that. That's lovely. Why did I say swan? I don't know why I said that. That's the stork. I'm looking at it. It's clearly the stork. It's not the swan. Anyway. We have the messages here, the birds. But we have the storks here. Nest building. Family structure. Nurturing, loving, providing home energy. Care of the self and care of other. Okay. A nester. Home nester. Very careful with their nesting. And there's the expression of the male. He who bears the rose in this respect. This is the male that is open from a tender place in the heart. In observation. there's an observation here of a family dynamic, nesting. Careful, quality environment. Carefully chosen. We gaze upon this fondly. 12, 17, 28. It's actually quite lovely. It hits a soft spot. It's lovely. Three medallions, that's it. They have the lotus flower. Something here beautiful could unfold. Yes, absolutely. That's the beauty of the lotus. You don't really understand how beautiful it is until it completely unfolds. But lotus, for some of you, confirmation. We have the goldfish, sign of Pisces, but specifically emotional harmonization. Yeah, I know, I've seen that. You two emotionally harmonize without speaking to that at all. And that's the clue there, isn't it? And then we have the great white shark of Scorpio, of course, and then also the sense of pursual in this, pursuing this, feeling like we should, sense of power to pursue, or just straight up Scorpio energy. Okay, Taurus, honey, I do hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Just... Okay. It's the difference. It's the difference between talking and having something to say. Okay. You have something to say. And as far as I can tell, it's beautiful, so get going. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Virgo, welcome to your Thursday check-in. What's up? What's going on? Yes, like I said, last round of happy birthdays. Even I don't remember half the things I said. It's already gone. But yeah, last round for happy birthday, Virgo. Yay! What's up? What's going on for Virgo? Show me Virgo. What's going on? Very good. What's up? What's going on? First time I've seen that nasty little guy all day. 5 of Swords, crossing 8 of Swords. Oh, you're not convinced, eh? 10 of Wands, Page of Pentacles, exiting the Magician. Ace of Swords, honey, you keep telling yourself you want something, you don't. That's how I'd summarize that whole thing. Okay, keep on. Honey, Virgo, let's get this out of the way right now. I'm seeing stuff that's not easy. So if you're not in that mindset, you don't want to hear it, this is your opportunity to bow out, check your other placements, okay? Because it's going to come across like I'm being mean to you. I just have a lot to point out. Okay? Just because you got a lot of red paper, a lot of red ink on your paper, okay, doesn't mean you didn't do the homework, but there are a lot of corrections. Okay, and that red ink can look real threatening after a while. I understand. See, there you are. Environment. That's you, the Hermit. Finally, we got out your big gun, which is good. We need it. 9 of Pentacles, hopes and fears. 4 of Pentacles, holding on. No, I know. And this is going to be very difficult for the Virgo I'm looking at, because straight away you opened up with self-sabotage, denial. No. But a part of you admits 8 of Swords is on the sideways, that perhaps we need to stop trying to convince ourselves. And if you're familiar with my work, you've heard me say it before. If you ever find yourself in a position where you're trying to talk yourself into or out of anything, we need to stop and do a better job of listening to ourselves, because we're going to line ourselves up to self-sabotage. You know what? This is correct, and I know it's correct. I'm not going to question it. I'm just going to take it and run with it. We need to stop. You know what? I know that's absolutely not true. I have no evidence, but I know it's absolutely not true. I've already convinced myself of that. Done. No, we need to stop. And that's where you are. It's not working, though. In that space of, I don't know how long you've been trying to tell yourself a particular dialogue, but you're having a difficulty these days buying it. Even you, there's another part of you that's trying to kick up and show resistance, as it should. It's like, I don't know if I can keep buying into this. No, 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 no. You already bought into it. It's done. No, keep on, keep it on. Don't break this thought. This is how it is. 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 This is, we don't want for anything else. See, I'm not manifesting nothing. That's just not true anymore. It's not true. And it's exhausting you to continue to believe a particular storyline, a dialogue specifically, that's in your mind and prohibits you in many respects. Mentally, it prohibits you. Physically, it prohibits you. You want the truth. Eventually, you're going to want the truth for yourself, and you're headed in that direction. So I'm glad to see that a part of you is kicking back and refusing to keep swallowing the same dialogue because it's not working for you anymore. Ten of Wands is crowning you. Something weighs on you heavily, and it's typically the interest at this point. So this is why I tell people we pay the interest at the end of the day for the things we are aware of and the things that we refuse to acknowledge or take awareness of or responsibility for. Now, I'm not saying you're adverse to taking responsibility. I'm saying when it comes to a particular issue, you've already said, I've set my sights on this direction and I can't be budged. This is how it is. And you've created this dialogue. And that dialogue, because it's so very incorrect, the more we continue to try to apply that dialogue, the more it wears on us. Okay? It is literally the definition of fighting an uphill battle. And we insist on carrying 100-pound weights. Okay. I must do this in this direction with this much added weight. I have to, I have to. Why? Don't ask why. That's what I said I was going to do. This is weighing on you. Page of Pentacles in the past. You have experience with investing, no matter how small, in different thoughts, practices, beliefs, stuff that's practical. You know how to begin things if you want. You know how to take small, miserable steps if you want. You know how. You have experience with it. What's exiting for you is the sense of magician. You don't want to keep buying into this over and over again. You really don't. There's something in here in that dialogue that you don't want to buy into anymore. You don't believe it. The magician's on his way out. He's like, you know what? This is no good for me. I can't even keep asking for this. I can't. I don't want to believe what you're trying to tell me anymore. He's like, I'm out of here. I don't want this. And like I said, you're getting closer and closer to recognizing it for yourself. You don't want this particular dialogue either. Something here you say you can't do. Yeah, you can. You got the truth right here in front of you. In future, it's going to be the opposite of what you've been telling yourself, obviously. You know, it's a big deal when our spirit doesn't want to play along with us anymore. It's like, you know what? I can't humor this bullshit anymore. I just can't. Virgo, we're wasting a lot of energy and resources trying to force ourselves to believe something that isn't true, and we have experience in the past that says no matter how small, we know how to change direction, we know how to invest in other things, we know how to apply ourselves, even in the smallest of ways, in different directions. So I can't be on this team right now, your manifestation, nor should you. Okay? Because even if you were to manifest results, they would come back twisted. It's not going to be what you think it is. Okay? If anything, you'll just get constant confirmation that the opposite of what you're insisting upon is true. And we're not going to want that, right? So we need that truth. We need it bad. We need it yesterday. This is good. The insight's going to hit you. And I don't know what form it will take, but it'll be in form of master enlightenment about the truth. Deer in the headlights type of thing. Completely unavoidable. But your eyes will be wide open. And it's going to cut through the sound and fury that is this bullshit that holds you back. This is the truth we want. This is the truth you've been insisting that you need. No. And it's something about how to carry yourself forward in some small way to do the opposite of what you have done. Let's keep on. Seven of Swords is in your strengths category. Oh, I know. And like I said, you're going to think I'm picking on you. I don't mean to, but it really follows hand in suit what I've been saying here. And that's I know how to avoid something if I want to. If I don't want to be present, if I don't want to see it, then I won't. Again, it's not an accusation. If you think I'm picking on you, I cannot help you. Okay? And you're not familiar with my work if that's what you would think. I read what's here, not what isn't. I'm not picking on you. I'm saying if this Virgo really wants to believe a one-way train of thought. You can and you will. And nothing will get you off that train unless you want to. So yeah, I can definitely see where you would think it's a strength. The Hermit's here in your environment. That's you. That's who you really are. There's something about our environment for which we find ourselves in that you take a lot of comfort in. And that seems to be the area where you feel most inclined to heal it first. There's going to be some good healing in there for you if we adopt this truth. The real truth. We stop seeing that strength as a strength, and we start allowing ourselves to be influenced by the correct answer, the correct truth. And then real healing begins. Hopes and fears, Nine of Pentacles. Why are you afraid to be on your own? You also hope for it. Hopes and fears are one and the same. It's not a guarantee. It's not an outcome. It just simply is a reflection of oneself. Hope and fear for usually are one and the same. You are fearful of autonomy, of independence, and yet you hope and crave for it simultaneously. To have your own personhood, your own sense of self, your own thought, your own opinion, minus anyone else, standing on your own experience and no one else's. You hope for this and you fear for it. Four of Pentacles in the outcome, holding back, not letting go. I can see why. There seems to be quite a bit of work to do. Okay. Let's get some advice for you, please. Let's get some advice. Let's get some advice, please, for Virgo. Let's give this an example, okay? Let's say you're in this job, and you said when you signed on, this is my job, this is the job, this is the only job. To consider it the job would be an absolute failure. It's ridiculous. I have every plan to stay here. My retirement's going to be here. I'm going to work here 30 years, and then I'm going to retire. And that's what you really believed how many years ago. And time has passed, and this job sucks. It takes away from you every day, but you've convinced yourself you have to be here. They just can't do it without you. 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 And this is the dialogue you've told yourself 1,000 times to keep you from really reflecting on the truth of the situation is that you're fucking miserable. It doesn't pay you what you're worth. You actually don't want to retire from this place. You do not want this to be your legacy. But hey, that dialogue that you set in place how many years ago has just amplified since. But even your manifestation skills can't be on present or on point with this anymore. So when you put yourself into it, all you feel is a sense of denial, of the bitterness and the resentment of why you're still in this. Well, you know what? I told myself I have to be here. So just for some context. Judgment. And you, once more. You have a lesson, honey. It's directly reflected on you. They put it back on you 100%. This is your lesson. Based on wisdom, insight, and experience of knowing what's right for you and what isn't. Your real calling is right here. Is right bloody here. So what is it you have been so adamant about denying? The opposite is your truth. Heed your calling, Virgo. Heed your calling. Listen to yourself. This Four of Pentacles, Three of Wands thing, this holding back and waiting for the right time, there is no such thing. There is no such thing, not in this context. So that outcome stands true. Until you get in touch with your call, your particular truth, this outcome stands true. You will be that person who's always looking out on the horizon, waiting for something. It's really just a form of holding you back. To quote somebody, if you're only killing time, it'll kill you right back. Let's not do that. If you're familiar with my work, once more, I do not advocate waiting unless you have darn good reason to. And just holding back, not knowing what else to do, that's not true. It's right here. It's right here. The truth of you is right bloody there. I'll tell you what. And I want you to win, honey. I want that Virgo to succeed. I'm in the business of wanting people to succeed. not fail by the limitations and the parameters we and human beings put in place because we just can't fathom anything else beyond a decision that's clearly worn its welcome. Okay? Journey, 10 thoughts. Some of you like the idea of making change. Some of you like the idea of extending yourselves. Some of you like the idea of pushing yourself to the unknown, to the journeys you have not taken, to the experiences you have not had. Your thoughts linger on somebody who represents these ideas. The journeys you have yet to take in this life that challenge you, that perplex you. It's a high honor. Honor. It's an honor. What's an honor? A family. A family dynamic. What's the family dynamic? I take a journey to the family dynamic. Some of you have not done this before. It would be a high honor to be included in the family dynamic, the stork. There's a sense of protectiveness, quality of home, care, nurturing, loving. It would be an honor to be part of a bigger picture of a family, something like this. A sudden wealth. Someone's been blessed with luck in family. 777. A storm, change. Time for change. Or is it just another storm we hope will pass? I've always found that there's two types of people who interpret storms. There's people like myself who see a storm, a large one, as the opportunity to sweep things clean. And so the people who see it as threatening and they just want to get through it. We have the letter X. We have the small dog. It's specifically a Yorkie, Terrier, Chihuahua, that kind of thing. Small dog here. Okay, Deer, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, and representing that timidity, possibly shyness about taking steps into unknown direction. And then the cat in reverse, not listening to our intuition. Virgo, honey, I do hope this helped you. There's a lot to think about. And at the end of the day, like I said, I hope it helps you. If you can't identify with it at all, that means it's not for you. That's it. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Check your placements. I do hope this helped. Take care. Be well. Capricorn, welcome to your Thursday check-in. What's up? What's going on? Show me Capricorn. Show me Capricorn. Show me Capricorn, please. What's going on? Ooh, nice. What's going on? Show me Capricorn. 9 of Cups. 7 of Wands. Sorry, that's just so you. I'm sorry, I heard a little chuckle because that's just so you. I mean, 10 of Cups is crowning. Ace of Swords in the past. 2 of Cups is exiting before you. 9 of Pentacles. Okay. Yeah. No, you're showing me some very healthy elements today. I see an unfortunate aspect that you have been recovering from. It all makes sense at this point. Let's keep on keeping on. In your strength, 7 of Cups, being open, 9 of Pentacles, taking your time in your environment, 9 of Wands, hopes and fears, and the outcome is 2 of Pentacles, a little bit of the unknown there, or what to put into a particular situation. So have no fear in that respect of you seem to be pretty balanced, and this is a point of pride for you. 9 of Cups is a strong sense of I love myself, and I do believe in wish fulfillment based on the idea that I love myself, and you try to not block these things. You try to remain open to loving yourself, and what does that mean, and what does wish fulfillment mean? And in other words, you try not to prohibit what feels right to you. You try to remain open towards it, but you're also saying a little bit of caution isn't necessarily a bad thing. I agree with you. You have to really differentiate between wants because you love yourself and you know it's good for you, and wants because you love yourself and you know it's not good for you. And I think that's what you're showing me. So that's why I gave a little chuckles, because that's that kind of Capricorn cautionary system I see kick in for you. Pretty normal. But it's good. You're showing me a discernment process, and it's going to serve you well. 10 of Cups is your priority. It grounds you. That which is important to your life, specifically people, your emotional connections towards them. You're saying that this, above all, is important to you. Maintaining your emotional balances and to make sure that you're there for people and other folks show up for you. And it's not just limited to family, guys. It's whomever, even in the smallest of ways, you have emotional respect or gratitude or love for. And more or less, when you say you look out there, no matter time or space, you fill their cup and you're glad that they're there. And that's all that means, but you're saying it means everything. It's kind of like when people tell me their family, their friends mean everything to them. Their pets mean everything to them. Well, you know what I mean? You're saying you know it's important to you, and that's good. Okay, Ace of Swords is in your past. You know how to make strong truths happen. Accept those strong truths, act on them, you name it. It's not past. In other words, it's over. I mean, it's a skill that you carry with you to this day. It affects you presently as well as into your future. That you are someone who, above all, appreciates the truth, cutting through the bullshit, and let's get to the point. You're saying the truth, no matter how hard or harsh it has gotten, you abide by it, and you do the best you can with said truth, and you said more or less that's helped you navigate, which is good. It's really lended to who you are. And again, that Ace of Swords can get pretty fucking harsh sometimes. Either you dispensing truth or you receiving it, it works both ways. In the cosmic way of things, it works both ways. Regardless, you said you've done a pretty good job of learning those truths and acting on them as best you can. Tricky process, that sort is. Two of Cups is exiting. There's an emotional union between yourself and someone else that is fading or has been fading, and that you've been learning to accept that as one of your many truths and what you've learned from it. Okay? And what you learned about how to love yourself and when to let some people pass into your life and when others should be excluded. And that's a hard truth some of you had to come to terms with. You know, you had lots of lessons in positive love and positive emotional support from yourself and others. And you've had to exercise times that, as much as I might love you or the situation, that doesn't mean it's good for me. I'm going to have to let you pass. Something like that. So, excuse me, that's on the exit, and it might be something that you are still working through, but you've accepted it, is my point. You understand where this person lies or does not lie in your life, or lay, however you want to put it. And it could be one of those emotional unions that you loved it, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was good for you or that it shows up for you, you know, and learning that. It's all part of the process, part of what made you who you are. Before in the future, beautiful, strong sense of self, individuation, Nine of Pentacles. You know, you have a strong sense of autonomy attached to you. I am who I am, and I learned all that via my own way, my own method. I've taken pride in securing myself and making advancements for myself. Thank you very much. I'm a capable person. And sometimes I have to do things the hard way, but I do everything with love for myself or for others. And if it doesn't meet those qualifications, it's best left in the past or exit. But I'm okay on my own. I have no problem with that. In fact, I take a lot of strength and pride in who I am as a person. Good job. In your strength, Seven of Cups, you're saying that you are not cut off, that you are open to being open. And that's more or less what this is. It's just with a little bit of caution in it. You know, it's like just because I love it and want it doesn't mean it's good for me. So I have to know when to put my guard up. And if it's good for me, it stays in my life, in which case I let my guard down. This is all based on truth, wisdom, and the willingness to exercise it as a person. So far, like always, thank you for being very sufficient or efficient. Yes. Sufficient and efficient. Yeah. Okay, but yeah, your strength here is the willingness to remain open at the emotional level. You are not cut off. You are not an island. You are perfectly open and receptive to the people who are open and receptive to you. This is the way it should be. Good job. Knight of Pentacles in your environment. You do things at your time, at your pace, at your say, at your whatever. Yes. No questions. Nine of Wands and hopes and fears. There's this sense in you, hopes and fears are one and the same. Again, it's not an outcome. It's just, typically, it's a reflection of exactly that. It's hope and fear. What you do with it is what you do with it. Some of you, you fear sometimes of always having to put up a front or a wall, or always having to be cautious. Some of you are glad for the skill. But you don't always want to be in this space of having to fend off the same ideas over and over again, or the same feelings over and over again. You don't always want to be like that. You're glad you have the skill, but you don't want to live it every day. Big parts of you want to be open. You want to try things out. You want to trust. Okay? And so you've had to develop a very strong process about what's correct and what isn't correct. So no, I'm not too worried about you in that respect of, will I always have to be on the defense? Do I always have to have a wall up and be guarded? You already know that doesn't work. It doesn't work. And people who are like, I have to be guarded all the time. Well, that's not a solution, honey. You're making a Band-Aid fit over a very large wound, and it's not going to stay. No, it does not do to walk around very proud in this life saying I'm completely closed off and no one can get to me. You know who people are like that, emos and other such folks who just really dwell in their pain. That doesn't mean they've worked through it. And that doesn't make them any wiser. It just makes them sadder. It sucks to walk around all day, every day with walls up. Doesn't that get exhausting? It leaves no room for experience or influence. So you can't tell me, right, if it's your strength to be open, that you're always on the defense. It's just you're saying you're familiar with the skill. And you have reason to be familiar with the skill. But you don't want to be like that all day, every day. You don't want to be a hard ass every day. It does not suit. Not for the Capricorn I'm looking at. You want to be open at the end of the day. Two of Pentacles here in the outcome. What to do, what to do, what to do. Could be that you are super busy right now and you're playing hot foot back and forth in that 3D world. One day I'm here, one day I'm over here, 1 minute I'm over here. Sometimes I'm giving to this, sometimes I'm giving to that. I don't quite know. Two of Pentacles for Earth signs can be everything or it can be absolutely nothing. I never really know. It's like everything is happening in that state of activity or nothing's happening and you're not worried about it. I really don't know. You have such a beautiful grip of self. I've seen it a couple of times, so I don't know what there's to go back and forth on. It could just be that you're trying to navigate a little this and a little bit of that, especially since in your environment you say you kind of take things at your own time and at your own pace. You're like, I'm as slow as I want to be. That's my design. Or I'm as methodical as I want to be. That's the Knight of Pentacles pro. Nobody talks about that, but that's his pro. He's the blueprint guy. He's the only knight that really has a blueprint. The Knight of Swords will back it up, but the Knight of Pentacles is the one responsible for delivering the plan. So some of you could be formulating something that's very specific to you, and you want to take your time with it. All right? And it's coming up as a 3D concern. Your emotional process is beautiful. I think it's on point. It's not necessarily the easiest, but that means you're developed. So good job. All right. Let's get some advice for you, please. Yeah. 8 of Pentacles, 10 of Swords. We're working through the ending. Very methodical. Some of you are thinking about that. It's going back to this. I know it is. It doesn't seem to be related to pain or emotional. No. We've done this. We've done this. This is something over here in your 3D that it's under your environment. And it's in your outcome. Whatever this is, you're going to sort through it. I see you dropping something that is no longer of relevance to you, or you frankly just don't want to put much into it, but you're still working out the mechanics of how to drop it. You're saying it's going to disappoint others, but not necessarily you. Yeah. You're on your way to planning this. There's something here you just don't want to give time, energy, and effort to anymore, and it does seem to be directly related to your environment and or work career. Okay? And it's going to be like, well, it sucks, but if it's what I need to do, then you're correct. Okay? You're working through it as we speak. You'll have an answer on that in due course. Okay? All right. 6 of Cups, what about it? Knight of Cups, Strength. This is either coming towards you or it's coming from you. I really don't know, but we have a soul bond here. Knight of Cups and Strength. Someone with a strength of will is coming forward to demonstrate their emotion. I don't know who it is. Some sort of soul bond, and that could be anyone who bears emotional imprint upon you and they upon they from the past. Okay? And it is sweet. It's nostalgic. It does not come across as new. It's a known entity. This could be an emotional support person. This could be romantic, as the Knight of Cups is here. But basically, there's some sort of a vulnerable expression. And it's taking strength of will for someone to deliver this, but it looks good. It feels good. It's very quality. That would be the word I'm using here, quality. It's quality emotional support that's showing up. I don't know when. It has not come through yet, as far as I can tell. This is mechanical. It's already known. We're working through this. This you may not know yet. All right? It feels like an arrival. It feels like an arrival, honey. I don't know how else to put it. It feels like an arrival. It feels like you're on the receiving end, in other words. Okay. We have the letter T. We have the chakra getting in alignment. Yeah, I would say so. You had to earn your chakra. Let me tell you. Pegasus upright with the wings. This is the freedom to take flight, to pursue one's own delights and strength of will, independence, all that good stuff. We have the great white shark in reverse. There's something here we're no longer pursuing. It's not a matter of power. Frankly, we're just not pursuing it anymore. You know, I think that could be this on the exit, or frankly, again, it's coming across as realistically that 3D. There's just something here that's not worth pursuing, putting your time, energy, and effort into anymore. And you're trying to figure out the mechanics again of how to release that on your terms. Okay? Good luck to you. You're very close to finding a solution. You're hammering it out right now as we speak. You'll be fine. You'll be fine with that. This, though, this is lovely. And it feels like it's yet to be. But it is coming through, and we know who it is. Okay. I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Sorry about that edit point, Capricorn. Actually, when I was finishing up your advice, I was like, should we do oracles? And it's like, they don't need it. Yours was so straightforward. I thought your advice was straightforward. And on top of that, the influence. But I'm like, you know, in fairness, I know I'm going to hear the complaints. You didn't do that, or you forgot. No, I made that conscious decision, but didn't express it to you. You don't need it, but you know what? For fairness, and because I know I'll get the complaints, we'll go ahead and do a couple of these oracles as well. Don't want to leave you hanging. It's just I didn't think it was needed. I really don't. That's what I'm saying. You just didn't need it. It's confirmation. Pathway, you're on the correct pathway, and it's actually a desirous one. It's beautiful. 35 and 30, the pathway. And then here we have, gosh, what flower is this, guys? Don't you hate it when that happens? Ay, ay, ay. It's not the lily. This is one of those flowers that are not easy to cultivate, but they're so beautiful. They're very attractive. It's very attractive. You have a lot to offer, and it's highly desirable. Not everyone can do it. Everyone desires it, but not everybody can do it. You're on your own particular pathway that you put a lot of beauty into, that you have built, and you took time to grow. Not everyone can do it, but everyone desires it. Okay, so do keep that in mind. I like the pathway you're on. It is lovely. It took time to kind of cultivate these things, and it's going to be one of those things people look at it with a certain level of envy. Oh, God, that's so desirable. I could do that in it. Well, if you could, you would have done it. This is for the Capricorn I'm looking at. You've really taken a lot of strength in growing and building what you have. It's your own particular pathway, and it's beautiful, and it's highly desirable, too. So just be aware of that. That was a lot of hard work, though. It was a lot of hard work. You drove yourself. Not everybody can do this. Now, don't get me wrong. That's a bullwhip. That can be incredibly harsh. It is incredibly harsh, guys. You had a driving spirit, but you also, and that's a driving force. Oh, no, you and that willpower of yours. You can be incredibly hard on yourself, but you're saying it all went to a common cause, such as the home, building a home, nesting a home. And so while it might look sweet and easy to others, it wasn't for everybody. It took a certain measure of discipline to get where you are. All right, and create that sense of security, home, and loving. Oh, right? And that's why it looks so desirable. That's why it looks so desirable. You really took your pathway, made it your own, but not without a lot of hard work. Okay, there you go. That's enough of that. Cappy, I hope this helped you. So you didn't need the oracles. I know it. Just for extra measure, 4, 11, 30, 35. Okay, get out of here. Bye. See you later. Bye. Scorpio, welcome to your Thursday check-in. What's up? What's going on? Show me Scorpio, please. What's going on? Show me Scorpio. What's going on? Show me Scorpio. Show me Scorpio. Alrighty, bro. Ace of Wands, 3 of Cups. Oh, yeah. Okay. Crowning, 8 of Pentacles, 2 of Cups in the past, exiting, 8 of Cups, and 10 of Swords before you in future. Okay. Strengths, the Tower. Like 10 of Wands with Taurus and the Strength. Scorpio's Tower is like, what? It's just another day for me. Chariots in your environment. Oh, good. Hopes and fears, Ace of Swords, outcome the Hermit. Is some opportunity here for healing, eh? Healing's on the table. No pun intended. 8 of Wands, communication. Either coming from you or coming toward you. Don't know. But communication is literally at the heart of it. Soon would be the word. So either you're going to be sending out some communication soon or you're receiving it. I honestly don't know. And I'll tell you why. Three of Cups is on the sideways. Christina. Should I connect to this? Should I do it? Should I try to connect to it? And if you're on the receiving end, same. Should I connect to it? Should I respond? And this is a very Scorpio question. Should I emotionally respond? Ooh. Should we emotionally respond? Our words are whatever our words are. The point is our heart behind it? Should my heart behind this? Okay, so to answer that question, if you're that Scorpio who is thinking of extending communication, don't unless you can say your heart's behind it. Don't be coy about it. Don't give me a bunch of bullshit. I don't want to hear it. You can either be emotionally present and want to connect from it, otherwise you're just having empty words. And what's the point of that? If you're on the receiving end of it, don't respond unless you feel that you can from an emotional place that suggests I'm emotionally present to this and I want to be. Okay? So in other words, if you honestly cannot emotionally connect to this, then don't respond at all. Because it seems that love is a core issue here. So if you authentically cannot connect to it emotionally, then don't. And therefore you shouldn't be offering or prompting communication either. Okay, that's it. Everything else after that is a detail. Whether or not it gets worked through after that, you know, or it doesn't. So if you can't stand in it in terms of the emotional presence, then don't. Don't try to force it. Don't try to force the conversation. And don't try to receive it that way either, you know. It either is or it isn't. Eight of Pentacles is crowning you. I know you're busy with work. Yeah, I know. You're busy. You're busy, busy, busy. That's active, that's current, it's on your mind constantly, okay? But so too is your ability to work through this if it's done for the right reasons. And I say that, okay? Because love here is showing up in the past. Two of Cups. Now, that doesn't mean it's over in the past. It just means if you experienced it once, and this is very true for Scorpios, at the emotional level, if we experienced it once, we can experience it again. Hence, your opening. So don't try to show up for something if you know you can't in here. Okay? Because I know you have experience, you bare minimum loving something or somebody. You know this. Here's what's interesting for you. Eight of Cups is on the exit. This is good. The days of you being numb or having emotionally walked away from somebody, those are over. They don't hit like they used to. It's not as present as it used to be. It doesn't take up as much room as it used to. In terms of you having to walk away from a situation or a person, it doesn't hit like it used to. It doesn't leave a big gaping hole for you anymore, which is good. So you no longer feel that need to be numb or to be emotionally distant. Which means, again, once more in theory, you could connect to this emotionally. Okay, so just know that you want to or that you don't want to. That's it. Because this is over. You're no longer numb or distant from this. Now, the Ten of Swords is before you in future. Pain. There's pain being expressed here. Which means you had to choose to open up to this in order to work through it. You have to choose to open up towards this. And just know that one of the points of conversation is beyond how are you? Right? Ten of Swords is no guarantee of an ending. There is an expression here of pain. My guess would be unresolved. Okay? But it's something it seems we're no longer numb to, we're no longer distant from, we don't have to walk away from it anymore. But it is a choice to open towards it and be present with it. It's not easy. But it's a choice, as in all things. There's the proof choice, not the absence of it. So again, if you cannot stand up next to this and be emotionally present for it, then don't. Because apparently there's some stuff to talk about. But if you're up for it, if you're that Scorpio who's up for it, because you can handle some healing, because you can handle some shit with the Tower, then you got it. You can see something like this, be scared by it, and say, no, that's not for me. And then you have an answer. And you can see something like this and say, you know what? It's overdue. Let's do this. Let's do it. Let's talk about it. Okay. Tower. In your strength. I can handle whatever. I have to excuse me if I give a little chuckle, because I know what that energy is. Humor me, okay? Humor me. I know us. I am us. You know, I know that it's like same shit, different day. It's just something else. What? What's a Tower? That's just a normal Thursday for me. I mean, it's... I laugh at us because we can be so blunt. We can be so incredibly blunt because we're just like, you know what we are? We're like the bumper cars. We're like the bumper of the zodiac. That's what we're designed to do. We take impacts that other people wouldn't believe, but that's what we're built for. Is the bumpers. We take the first impact of damage, and it's at the emotional level. Now, just because we can doesn't mean we should. I have this talk with us and Taurus and the other fixed signs in general. Just because we can doesn't mean we should. Does it surprise me at all that you pulled the Tower in strength? No. I am the unexpected bitch. Nothing I don't expect. Can't surprise me. I've already worked through that 10 years ago. Okay, fine. I can tell that you have some bumper damage, as is our way. Okay. So can you handle this? Yeah, of course you can. The question is, do you want to? Is it good for you? Is it good for you to work through this? Is it good for you? Do you want to put your hat into that arena? Do you want to put your signature into this? Do you want to participate in what looks like a constructive conversation that's going to address some difficult stuff? You have to know that you want to do that, because I know you, and you're showing me this in your environment. Once you make up your mind, you tend to head in that particular direction with the Chariot. So that means you're in alignment with whatever it is you decide to move forward on. That's a good skill too. Okay. In your hopes and fears, Eight of Swords. You know, part of you fears the revelation of things. Part of you hopes for it too. They're one and the same. Once more, hopes and fears is a guarantee of nothing. It's simply a reflection of what's inside of us. Hopes and fears are usually one and the same. You hope to see it all, and you fear to see it all. Normal. For a Scorpio I'm looking at, that's just another day in your life, honestly. The Hermit's in the outcome. Yeah, beautiful healing here. If you're willing to go through the nuts and bolts with this person and whatever they represent. Okay? You want to go through the nuts and bolts with this person? Yeah, absolutely. We got the experience here. You have a willingness, the Scorpio I'm looking at, to take on difficult issues. Difficult issues are your middle name. But this one actually involves you. Okay? So who puts forward the conversation? I don't know. It's how you handle it after that, and your willingness to be involved and to be present that's going to determine if you want to heal this thing or not. Okay? But it is a choice. I just see that you are no longer in a space of numbness, absence, or having walked from it. You're over that piece. So it's going to be a choice to be present and work through the mechanics of this with someone else. But you got it. If you want to, honey, you got it. It's in your skill set. It's in your wheelhouse, as they say. Everything I'm looking at here is absolutely something that you can achieve with someone else, if you choose to. Okay, that's a choice. There's the proof of choice, not the absence of it. So don't show up for this unless you know you can handle some emotional bumper damage. But it's the opportunity to heal it too. Not just take on damage, but to heal it too. With someone else, it seems. With someone else. Let's get some advice, please. I don't think you need it, to be honest with you. I really don't. Whatever happens here, you're going to have that, or like, Here it is. And you're going to be one of two Scorpios. No. Or you're going to be like me. What you got? Let's do this. Not because you're being an asshole, no, but because it comes from our heart. Again, so don't step into this unless your heart can be present for it. That's the Scorpio I'm looking at. You like a little challenge. You like an opportunity to heal wounds. You like an opportunity to confront the unknown. You like it. We love that shit. You know, we really do. All right, let's get some advice, please. Let's get some advice, please. Let's get some advice. Let's get some advice. Like you think you got a tower. Okay. Let's see what kind of tower you packing. What you got? I don't know why. God, why are we like that? I don't know. Sometimes it's like we have these really advanced bumper systems, going back to that analogy, and sometimes it crashes towards us, and then other times we crash towards other people. It's like, yeah, you. I want to give you some damage. That way we have a reason to make up. You know what I'm saying? Why are we like this? Oh, yeah. Five of Cups, why ask why? Five of Swords, Knight of Wands, the King of Wands. Okay. Yeah. 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 Okay. So, let's do ourselves a favor, right? Let's do ourselves a favor. Five of Cups, Five of Swords. Say this for us all the time. Five of Cups is normal for us. Okay? Don't get lost to it. Don't get lost to it. Because that is, of course, a form of self-sabotage. A little bit of emotional baggage for us is normal. We carry things deeply. It's when we get lost to it that we set ourselves up for failure. That is Scorpio 101 shit. Okay? So do yourself a favor. Right now, do not indulge in the regrets, sadness, or loss, and don't allow yourself to be so prideful that it gets in the way. Okay? There's something about the Scorpio I'm looking at that says your pride gets in the way and you won't admit to hurt. Very specific that was. That you can let your sense of passion, drive, or ambition get in the way. There's a sense of pride that doesn't allow you to see what's really in here. So don't get lost to the pain that's excess, and don't minimize it either. Both are self-sabotage. However it is that you have used pride, passion, or ambition, we need to take that away from the experience. Okay? So if you have real pain to report, then do so. Don't minimize it, and don't act like you weren't hurt. And then don't do the other side. Don't overly indulge either, because that's manipulation. But there's something here about the pride. And also be aware of what you're receiving too. You have the skills, honey. You have the skills. You have the skills. There it is. There's the messenger. It's bright, it's shining, and it's coming through soon. It bears itself on swift wings. The journey, occupation, great fortune. Some of you, the communication's simple. It starts out simply enough, but we've had a journey here in our occupation, and there is great fortune attached to some of you. Could be in reference to this. Okay, but congratulations, some of you, on shifting your roles, perhaps very dramatically, but has left you into a good place of standing, good fortune. You've traveled extensive journeys in your sense of work or occupation, and it has done well for you. Okay? But I believe this is how things are first transmitted. 10, 34, 26, and 1. Okay. All right, we have the letter F. We have the seahorse, the sign of Pisces, and then also that sense of masculine emotion to keep the emotions to the self. despite how much we feel. Okay? The tendency to keep things to ourselves. Okay. And act like we're not affected. It's a form of self-sabotage. So some of you have a tendency on one side of the spectrum to be overly indulgent in negative emotions. And woe is me, woe is me, woe is me. According to Scorpio I'm looking at, the reason I ruled that out is because you told me whatever phase in your life where you had to walk, you're over it. Okay? You want to know if you can emotionally expose yourself to this because it would require difficult conversations. So that require you to be emotionally present. So to do the opposite of acting like you weren't affected. Okay, or that you have too much pride to acknowledge your negative feelings. That's a form of self-sabotage too. Okay? So let's be mindful of that. It does not do to always play that sense of holding our cards close to the chest. Okay? I've had a couple lessons of that myself. All right. The world, the beginning, the ending, for some of you, it could be simply a sense of December, or what is traditionally known as the gift-giving season. But the world, you know, closing, opening, somewhere in between. And like I said, the letter F. Scorpio, honey, I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Pisces, welcome to your Thursday check-in. What's up? What's going on? Show me Pisces. Show me Pisces. Show me Pisces, please. What's going on? Okay. What's up for Pisces? Two of Cups. The Lovers. You're the first person who showed me the Lovers today. It's kind of refreshing, actually. Not to should be saturated with the Lovers all the time, but you know. All right, crowning, Seven of Wands. Yeah, I thought so. Four of Pentacles in the past. Ten of Swords, exiting before you, the Star. Okay, Strengths, the Nine of Swords, and you're like the third person to show me the Knights of Pentacles in the environment. I promise you, these get shuffled many, many times. And a lot of people appreciate a slow, steady pace around their environment, which is nice. Okay, Six of Wands, hopes and fears, to feel good about this or not. Ten of Cups is in the outcome. Very happy indeed. Lovely. So Two of Cups, right in the heart of the reading. Okay, a sense of emotional harmony between yourself, someone else, and then you're like, but is it though? Question mark. That's an excellent question. You know, two people can love each other, but not necessarily in the same place at the same time. And it makes us wonder about the question. The question of the strength of the connection. Is it legit? Is it not legit? How is it two people can love each other, but they don't seem to match up? Yeah, that's because, unfortunately, the Beatles, I understand the sentiment. It's a great song. All you need is love. Well, it depends on what all you need from love is being met. It's not always all you need is love. It's, are you getting what you need from love? So two people can love each other and not necessarily meet in the same place at the same time. The emotional strength of this connection seems to be on point. What you feel is what they feel to some extent in some way. How it's getting translated is that we're not on the same page. So it sucks, I know, to feel the emotional strength of the connection and not be able to express it in other ways or line up to it in other ways. The core of it's there, the emotional piece, which is love. But the other spaces of mental connection, spiritual connection, physical connection are not lined up. Part of you knows this and is actually actively blocking it. Seven of Wands. You're saying, I do love this, but it's not mine right now, or I can't claim it right now. But you haven't let it go. Four of Pentacles, it's not an accusation. It's not an accusation. Okay, it's your past experiences. That doesn't mean the past is past as in it's over. It means that if you could do it in the past, that you could be doing it again in present day, as we see, and then therefore in your future. Exiting is different. But Four of Pentacles, I see that when it comes to this connection, we hold on to it. We hold on to what is there and we hold on to what isn't there. And it's coming across in that respect of, I don't know what to do with it because I feel so strongly towards it, but I can't deny that it's not matching up right now. So, and it's best that I don't interact with it And if that's what you've concluded, then that's what you've concluded. Perhaps you're right. For now, it's best to not interact with it. That doesn't mean you're letting go of it, but you have chosen to not participate in it at this time. And this is what's curious to me. There's a Ten of Swords that's exiting. Pain in this or something else? Is something in your life right now coming to an end and it's unrelated, or is it the same subject? But there's something here on its way out that represents pain, possibly an ending. It's not completely done yet. It's in that space of taking place now. And it might be that you simply don't have time to connect with this in the ways that you need, in the interest of something else that might be still taking up some space, because that's fresh pain, but it's on its way out, so it doesn't look like it's completed. It's interesting, because right around the corner from this in your near future is the star. Something that does guide you and that you can desire, and you can give yourself fully unto it. Okay? It's a sense of calling that's not easy, but when it's before us, it's before us. And we make the star ours, we navigate towards it, we pursue it, we connect to it, we heal with it, we make it ours, you know. And if it's not ours, we'll find out sooner rather than later. But the point is that we have to be willing to try to find out. That's what the star demands. A sacrifice of time, energy, and effort to understand if it's yours. That's why it can be so very rewarding, much more than the sun. But it requires work. I have a feeling here that your lover is dynamic, the one that we hold on to, but we can't complete the circuits yet, represents the star you would like to connect to in time. I also get the feeling that there's a distinct pain here that has not exited. It's on its way. And until that's done, can you fully allow yourself to open up towards this? I don't know what that Ten of Swords is. But you have made a clear, deliberate stop. And roughly speaking, here are my reasons why on this. It's almost like you're saying, I put a hold on this on purpose. I have to. And that's why I can't meet its needs. And it can't meet my needs right now. But we seem to know that the love is in place. Okay? Until something else is done or complete. Nine of Swords is in your strengths. I bet you have a thorough mind. Nine of Swords. You have a tendency to be anxious to the point of preparedness. Am I right? Well, that's the thing, all right. Anxiousness to the point of preparedness. Oh, you bet. Excuse me while I take a moment to finish this up. I can sip on an espresso like you wouldn't believe, honey. It's like, has she had 3 or 4 of those? No. Cheers. It's just, I appreciate espresso should be savored, not just gulped. Good ones do anyway. But no, I think you have a tendency to overthink, and sometimes that works to your advantage. Okay? Anxiety actually does have its benefits. It does. The anxious mind is often the prepared mind. But oh my goodness, can it leave you in night sweats? So I believe you that it's your strength. But don't get lost to it. It's so easily to get into a mental gridlock state where we actually get nothing done because we worry the subject to death, and therefore we do nothing. So I appreciate the occasional sleepless night, but just not every night. Okay? Your environment, Knight of Pentacles, you're willing to move slow towards what matters to you, particularly your longevity goals. You're willing to take your time. Okay. 6 of Wands and your hopes and fears, one and the same. You hope for a triumphant outcome, but it's a fearful thing too, because that means whatever this is completed, and then you get to be free to pursue your star goal. You know what I mean? We wish to have success, but not at the cost of something else. Do you know that tricky feeling? I know. It is a tricky feeling. I want to have success, but not at the cost of something else or someone else. I want it to be done right. So that's why I think you're taking your time. 10 of Cups is in your outcome. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay with this situation. I see you emotionally harmonizing. And it feels good. It feels very good. You know? It feels very good. Let's get some advice, please. Let's get some advice. Let's get some advice, please. The Empress, the Ten of Wands, the Devil. Something here. I knew it wasn't as easy as it's presenting. I know. I know. I just know. There is a deliberate hold on this. And it's so distinct. It's like, how can two people love each other like this and feel so strongly and nothing else lines up? Well, I can't meet its needs. That's the only other explanation right now. Can't meet its needs. Something is trying to pass, and that something is rather sizable because what's before you is the Star, which suggests the embargo has been lifted. Okay. What is in that Ten of Swords? And I'm not going to lie, I was thinking about it quite a bit. Whatever that's trying to pass is rather substantial, and it's not going to be easily done. Empress, Ten of Wands, the Devil. There's a very strong sense of it caught my attention. Hierophant's underlying. There's a very strong sense of I don't want to pass. There's a lot of resistance here. I don't want to. Someone's devilishly, perhaps maybe unhealthily attached in some sort of context to you. We're talking full-on dependency or codependency. So I don't know what the plan is for that it does seem to be exiting, though. Because you want it to, because you're helping plan it to, or because it's doing it to itself. I don't know. That doesn't want to go. And there's such a difference. I know a black hole when I see it, and it's sucking everything through it. And it provides such a sharp contrast to what else could be. So whatever this isn't exiting. It's unhealthy. Okay. Unfortunately, it's not something you can just lop off. It seems to be attached to someone who recognizes their own importance in this connection, or what they're used to being granted access to, and it's not an easy exit. Okay. It seems to be the reason why we had to put a very strong, distinct hold on this. Two of Wands, decisions made. Decisions made, the Ten of Swords. The Hanged Man, not without a lot of thought. See, I didn't know where you were in the process of this, but the decision's been made. You've given it a lot of thought about that particular Ten of Swords. You seem to know, and that's why there's such a distinct hold on this. Because you knew this was going to take up so much time, energy, and attention, and effort. You seem to know this. You're saying that's not going to be a simple evac. Okay. I believe you. And that would explain your hopes and fears. You don't want your victory or your freedom to mean someone else's failure. But it would feel good to be successful. Okay. False person, more of that devil energy. 8. Goodness gracious. Harvesting, reaping what has been sown. It's time to finalize this. The scythe is still the scythe. Sudden wealth. Don't know what that has to do with it. See, it won't change. It won't change. There's no miracle for this. We can't doubt there's no miracle cure for this. The bad health, it's like, it's bullshit. It's bad. Someone's overplaying things. Hoping to strike it lucky, and it's just not like that. It's a lie. It's gambling, guys. There's no winner in gambling. No one. The house always wins. Someone's playing into how much they need this, and it's false. It's false. It's codependent, guys. There's no quick fix-it. There is no fix-it with this. There is no fix-it. There's no miracle cure. It's false. It is 100% false. False dependency, false this, but it's not. That's not self-realizing, though. It is not self-realizing. So yeah, you would have to develop a plan. Then you would have to exercise good thought and caution about this, because you know it's not going to just exit freely. It's taking up all the space here. Oh my goodness! And I'm trying to focus on what could be, but it's really hard to. Brightness, messengers, bright message, main female, the dream. There it is again. There's somebody here who actually has a healthy promise attached to them of love and perhaps stability. And that's where the compass points true north in the star there. Okay. And it represents some sort of loving female energy here. That's she who bears the roses, I often say. This is on distinct hold. But when it's time to open, it's time to open. Fascinating. We have the medallion of Scorpio, but it's in the reverse. The key word here. Oh, I'm sorry. No. That's my bad, guys. I'm sorry. I was reading. So this is actually Virgo. So when it's on the reverse, I see the symbol, and I almost immediately interpreted that as Scorpio. Virgos and Scorpios symbol in astrology actually look really, really close. And unfortunately, this was not well printed on the medallion. You understand? The tail looks unfortunately similar, and Virgo really shouldn't have a tail. But this is, of course, as you can see, maybe you can, Virgo. The key word here being practical upside down. So it's not practical. Something here is not practical, nor is it passionate. But it's not practical. It's not practical. It's not stable. So you got some very sharp Virgo in your chart. Could be connecting to when we have the letter H. We have the medallion of Taurus, the bull specifically, and then we also have the stingray gliding along the bottom. Emotions, trying to be a little freer with our emotions, but still being sensitive, and this, of course, is yours. The seahorse. Here we have that sense of masculine emotional wealth, but keeping it close to ourselves, okay? So you have a wealth of emotion, and there's so much more you wish you could feel free to exude and experience. There's so much more to you. And there's grounded practical realities attached to you as well. Letter H. H. I don't know why I'm focusing on H. I have no idea why. Anyway, not practical, not reliable, not consistent. It's inconsistent. It's false. Anyway, okay, Pisces, honey, I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Cancer, welcome to your Thursday check-in. What's up? What's going on? Show me Cancer, please. Show me Cancer. Show me Cancer. What's going on? Show me Cancer, please. Very good. Oh, interesting. Seven of Cups. Okay, the Emperor. Oh, boy. Four Swords. All right, let's rest on that a little more. Okay, in the past, Three Swords. All right, exiting, sense of defensiveness. Interesting. Before you, Page of Cups. Oh, ho, ho. Okay, so for the Emperor here, this is a big deal. It doesn't seem like it, but it is. Strengths, Queen of Pentacles. Environment. You're like the fourth person to show me that. Nice Pentacles in the environment, and these get shuffled in and shaken up many, many times in between readings. It's interesting, a lot of people are showing me that they really want to slow things down in their environment and not take anything for granted and move at their own particular pace. It's interesting. Hopes and fears, oh, to love or not, that's what I'm saying. You're showing me like it's no big deal, but according to you, it's actually a very big deal. Found it. Okay. Outcome, Two of Pentacles, are saying you don't know. Not convinced of that. I think you're actually working yourself into a state of knowing. All right, Seven of Cups. Actually, in your heart space, when you're not allowing yourself to think about it, okay, it's like once you catch on to the thought, you close it down real quick. But when you're not paying attention to yourself, okay, when you actually catch yourself off guard, you find your heart space relaxing and wanting to open and softly explore. just to open up. It's not really so much about options in love here. It's just the willingness to be soft in the heart and feel things. And as soon as you catch wind of yourself doing it, you close up. The Emperor's like, I don't know if I like this. When you catch wind of yourself, if you will, you kind of tighten up real quick. But the Emperor's sideways. You don't want to completely shut the feeling down. The Emperor's kind of almost coy here in that respect of, I don't mean to do that. I mean, I'd like to feel things, you know. When I see flowers, I don't want to destroy them. Maybe I want to smell them when I have time. I don't always have the time. I could make the time. I don't know if I'm cool with that though. So it's interesting. It's like sometimes I see you have to turn around and catch yourself and remind yourself to be tough. The thing is, you don't want to be, but you act like you're supposed to be. I think you very much want to stop and smell the flowers. I think you actually want to smell a specific someone's flowers, to be honest with you. I read what's here, not what isn't. That's all I'm saying. So you either identify with that or you don't. But here's the thing. The Emperor's not convinced. He's not going to go around smelling any flowers with full conviction until he gives himself permission to. Yes? So the Four of Swords is in the crowning. I want you to rest on this a little more. Why is it you feel the need to kind of pull yourself back in and rein yourself back in when you actually feel the softest and the most open? It's like I catch you smelling the air, and then as soon as you are aware somebody's watching you sniff the air, you're like, no, it wasn't. I don't do that. I do Emperor things. Let's rest on that a little more. When you have some quiet time between you and you, Four of Swords is quiet. It's nobody else's business unless you want it to be. It's the thoughts that you have for you, how you heal yourself, how you give yourself reflection and insight. Okay, little downtime. I want you to think on that a little more. I know Three of Swords is in your past, which means you could experience it again. You were very aware of what it is to feel pain in the heart. That's going to be enough to make anyone wary of opening themselves up. I know that you are familiar with being stabbed in the heart, shadows that surround the heart, fear, rejection, or frankly just being hurt. And those kind of past experiences can tell us a lot about who we are today and where it is we understand we are, and then start making choices if we want to remain that person. Past experiences and pain can very much dictate where we are in present and in the future if we're not more aware of them. So you want to be an Emperor who can expose him or herself to love? Or are you always going to pull it back as soon as you get wind that you might be softening up? People always have excuses. Excuses are easy. We all have reasons. What are we doing about it? Because let me make this clear. Your defenses are coming down. Oh, the Seven of Wands. Now, Seven of Wands in a healthy context is boundaries. Otherwise, it's just blocking. So I'm not suggesting your boundaries are coming down. I'm suggesting your walls or your defenses are coming down. There's a part of you that very much wants to open up and expose yourself in some way into something that could be beautiful. But you're having a hard time allowing yourself to fully recognize it, which is why you need to rest more on the subject and understand how your past experiences of pain and heartbreak are still influencing you to this day. Because, again, to be clear, the Cancer I'm looking at, you would actually like to open up. Be a little vulnerable. Be a little softer. And like I said, there's somebody who sent you would like to get a little more of a smell of. Whomever that is to you. Yeah, no, your defenses are coming down. Those aren't boundaries, honey. Those are defenses. You know? They want to come down. Page of Cups is before you in future. Seems like such a little guy. Seems like we're talking about very simple shit. Then we get over to your hopes and fears. It really just backs up everything I'm saying. But little guy, Page of Cups, everything starts with pages in proportion. Pages only fail when we put too much on them. Otherwise, they succeed quite well. And pages amplify. They become knights. They become kings and queens. So I see you wanting to open your heart space a little bit. A little bit more of an admission there. I'd like to be softer as opposed to shut down. I'd like to be a little more open than closed off. Do you see that? That's how I know it's not boundaries. It's the admission there that I have walls and I don't necessarily want to invest in any more walls. Okay. Queen of Pentacles is in your strength. You know, I know you're looking at someone, I'm looking at someone, who takes pride in their ability to provide, to nurture, to care for, and quality of oneself and others. That's all home energy and anyone who resides in it. It's like I claim this, it's mine, it's part of myself as much as anything else, and I take pride in it. And I love what I do, where I am, and what's mine is mine. And I take care of it like I take care of myself. Okay? Very strong sense of nurturing quality in you. Beautiful. Knights of Pentacles in the environment. Like I said, I've seen that for lots of folks. And you know what? I kind of like it. I like how people are slowing down a little bit more these days. And, or at least for now. And showing me that they are putting a little bit more planning into their environment these days. They're trying to slow things down, understand them better, because the Knight of Pentacles isn't just about speed. In this context, it's also about the blueprint or design. What we are carefully constructing and why. What we're carefully moving towards and why. And there's something here about a little bit more quality of care in your environment and how you love yourself and what you understand your worth is and are you allowing yourself to move towards it. Now let's go over here to Ace of Cups. Kind of really summarizes your opening. You hope for love. You fear it too. And wasn't that the whole subject? For the Cancer I'm looking at, it's quite specific. It's not easy being Emperor. A job aside, a sense of steadfastness and firmness and decision-making aside, empowerment and willfulness aside, the consequences to that is that we struggle with vulnerability. Allowing ourselves to admit that perhaps we don't want to hang out on a throne, but we'd like to dance in a meadow and sniff some flowers. The Emperor struggles with that. So, your hopes and fears there are very appropriate. To love, hope for it, to fear for it. Opening that little Page of Cups for this Emperor, then it's a tricky business. I hope you succeed and surpass your expectations. Two of Pentacles. Up in the air, how to go about it. What's the outcome going to be? I roll the dice. What's the outcome of that dice? Depends on what you put into it. So don't let that, honestly, the position I'm least interested in tarot is outcome because it's the one that's always the most subject to change. Basically, you're going to get back what you put in. You just need to know that you want to put yourself into it. If you decide to open up and be vulnerable and it is returned to you, then it is correct. Okay? If it is not returned to you, it is not correct. Lovers, maybe. Well, the Emperor had to come out of his shell for some reason. You, for some of you, it's just very strong. On the horizon, waiting. Let's get some advice, please. Trust in your strengths. What you're feeling here is there for a reason. Two of Wands. Page of Swords. Two of Swords. We can do better than that. Like I said, we can do better than that. This is what you've been doing, and it doesn't work. We know this. It's not an accusation. Don't take it as one, but you see how low functioning that is. Two of Swords, Two of Wands, Page of Wands. It's not taking our decision very seriously. We give ourselves lots of room to talk ourselves out of it, a lot of observation, but no actual insights about what we're observing. Okay? Not doing anything with it. Page of Cups, though, in future for you, which is right around the corner, that works a lot better for you. This is the fear that makes you hesitate, but puts you into position of observation, but not doing anything. But when you allow yourself to lean into that cup, that little guy, just a little bit, he graduates pretty quickly. It's going to feel correct, even if your mind is convinced that you're not sure. This is what fails you. This is what rewards you. Okay? Lean into this. That little bit of vulnerability. Whatever rose that is. Take a moment to give a little sniff and say, I like smelling this rose. And here we have a little bit of vulnerability and expressing ourselves. You understand it's a metaphor. And it responds. And it's a lot smoother. Okay? So I give you the oldest advice in the world, the most cliched and the most accurate for that reason. Be yourself. Oh, the fun is in the fundamentals. Simplicity at its best. Yeah, express yourself, darling. There it is again, the fish. The little guys, when used appropriately, they add up. There's the messenger. Communication that's bright, colorful, but with emotional premise behind it. There is a wealth there of activity. It feels like, oh, that mountain is too hard to overcome. That's what that looks like. The tree of life. I know, some of you have very strong practical natures. The foundation here, legacy. That's always going to be a priority, and so long as it's a strength for you, that will always be a strength for you. And it's a beautiful strength, too. Okay? Just know that you're part of that legacy, too. That includes your heart. Okay? All right. We have the letter J, I, the dog with the bone, anxiety. Perhaps unnecessary anxiety. You can't stop gnawing on the same thought. I know. So stop gnawing on it. Crescent moon. By the next crescent moon, there might be some important energy here. A feeling. Making the unknown a little more known. This kind of thing. And the letters J or I may or may not mean anything. It doesn't necessarily mean it's just for the person with J or I. It's just, that's what I happen to see today. All right, Cancer, honey. I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well.